What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You already know the big boss hog, boss dog, K-Po through the door. Here to talk this boxing. We're gonna wait for a couple people to get in here. But that boy Errol back. He back, man. He back, man. You know, I told y'all, and I find it funny. I find it funny, man. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. You know what I'm saying? I was laughing yesterday. I was laughing today because they told me that he was finna retire. They said, man, he finna retire. It's over with. It's done. He finished. And then he's standing in that ring. We're gonna wait for a couple people to get in here. We're gonna wait for a couple people to get in here. Then we're gonna start eating. That's what we do. We're gonna start eating. We wait for a couple more people to get in here, and then we're gonna get to it. Coach B supposed to join me. We waiting on him too. You know what I mean? So, like I said, we wait for Coach B, wait for a couple more people, and then it's on and popping. It's on and popping. Man. Just waiting for a couple of more people, man, and then that's it. Still waiting on some people. There you go. There you go. What's good with you? What's good with you, coach? Hey, your volume down, man. Your volume down. I can barely hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, man. I was gonna wait for some more people to come, but we just gonna jump right into it. They can catch up. They can catch up when they catch up, man.
For sure.
So, I want to ask you first and foremost, what you think about that card, man? Like the fight card yesterday. You know what I mean? What you thought about it? You know what I mean? Like what you thought about PBC's card? Was that one of the best cards you seen this year, in your opinion? Or let me ask you that.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna. I give that one. I give that one. I give that one an A. I give it an A. I give it an A. It was definitely something worth watching. You feel me? And if you missed it, I hate to be you. If you, especially if you a real boxing fan, and you got on here and you looked at some of these fights and you predicted it to go a certain way, maybe the outcome did come out the way you did predict it, but maybe it came out completely opposite. Because I ain't gonna lie, when we get there, we'll get there. I'm gonna talk about it, Fedor and Zoo. When we get there, we get there. But this card was legit. This card was legit.
All right, what you think about the little prospect Moulton versus who he fought, Cuba? What you thought about that, man? He got a unanimous decision. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. He showed a lot of grit. He got hit with some stuff. He it's some things he need to work on. I felt like at times he got in a firefight.
Mm-hmm.
With Cuba, he did some things he didn't really have to do. But at the same time, he still outclassed dude. He's the dude that really have nothing that, in my opinion, that could he ain't really had nothing in my opinion. I feel like that can hurt Camaro. But what you thought about that fight?
That's what I was gonna say. Your last point. I feel like Moulton. He's above what is displayed right now. I feel like he's really a pro's pro. You feel me? And right now, I think he's just going against a bunch of dudes that's really not threatening him when it comes to like him having to absorb a lot of punches. I think the dude is solid, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. And I think because the rounds, he's still not fighting that 8, 10, 12 rounder yet. I think he's still in that mindset of like I'm on go mode. I'm on go mode. I'm finna give you what I got. So if in the midst of me giving you what I got, pause, no diddying. You feel me? You better put in some work, because if you can't, if I'm not feeling your punches, then I'm finna go to work. And he's been displaying that. Moulton has been displaying that in his sparring, and not just his sparring, how his work ethic, outside of the ring, like how he works. He put his body through punishment, like no cap, and it shows when he get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He's a pro's pro, and he still got some things he need to work on for sure, and that's with every boxer. You never be the perfect boxer, you feel me? But at the same time, I feel like once he gets there, and I feel like once he gets to that 8, 10, and 12 rounder, I feel like he gonna show us something different. But right now, he getting in where he fit in. He going to work. He letting the boys happy. You feel me? He unanimous. If I'm a judge until somebody makes him have to deviate from his original plan, which is going and set fire to them boys. If I'm a judge, don't even worry about my scorecard. It's already turned in. Before he even get in the ring, it's already turned in. It's cashed in.
Yeah, he just gotta. I think he's still in the amateur boxing mode, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
man. Because amateur boxing mode, you on go. You gotta let your hands go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mean, I think he needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't rush his work. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it was a lot he needed to learn from that fight. It was a good fight. It was a good test. He went. I think it was an 8 rounder. So I think he went full 8. And but I just want him to kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta get no firefights with nobody. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
You faster than that dude. You're a way better fighter than him. So, in my opinion, I feel like he should just slowed it down. Took his time, picked dude apart. He probably could have stopped him. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
overall, he still outclassed him, even fighting like that. So, what's up, 2 cents? 2 cents in here.
Oh, what it is, 2 cents. What it is, what it is.
He still outclassed him. So, I ain't, I just feel like Camille, he just needs to slow down a little bit. But this is
Right.
his, I think this is third fight,
Third.
third
Yeah.
or fourth fight. So, he learning. He learned on the job. So he'll get that advice from Floyd. Floyd to tell him, hey man, you rush your work. Like,
Right.
yeah, bro, you got it.
I,
But
th- I think he just got to work on believing in, because I don't think he believe in that other side of him yet. Where he slow down and he start picking his shot. You know what I'm saying? Okay, start making people pay. I don't think he yet he really registered that yet. He know he can do it, but he
yeah,
hasn't he hasn't put full potential in it. He's still with that, like we mentioned, that amateur stuff. He's still with that. I want to let my hands go. I'm excited. I'm on fire. My hair. You know what I'm saying? That's how he sparred too. So.
they're too young for wars like that. Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Yeah.
He got to slow down. He got to slow. He can't rush his work. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Gotta place his shots. You know what I'm saying? Because he got hit with some stuff that if that dude probably would have, he probably could have dropped him. I don't know why that man did that, but probably could have dropped him. But like I say, man, he gonna get that coaching from Floyd. Floyd gonna help him out. Do you think Camille will be Tank status? Like, you think they'll be able to build him up to that? You know what I mean? Because he already light skinned like Tank. You know what I'm saying? So, you think they gonna get him up to that point?
I think if I'm being honest, I think he's gonna get himself to that point. I think if he continues to work and, like you said, slow down, and just like 2 Cents say, avoid them type of wars and show that other side, like that actual boxing side, that to hit and not get hit side, he's going to levitate. He's going to float into that status. Like I say, I'm waiting for boxing to slowly turn and make that shift, and he's one of the guys that's going to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is in some okay hands right now, and I'm not talking about scrapping status. I'm talking about like it's in some okay hands as far as like the people we watching at the top. You know what I'm saying? As far as the political people, you know what I'm saying? Canelo, we got the Tanks, we got Shakur's, we got the Haneys or whatever. But other than that, I think he's going to be a part of that wave that come through and change and put boxing back to where it's supposed to be. The best fighting the best, the warriors fighting the warriors, the top fighting the top. I feel like he's going to be, honestly, if I ain't speaking too soon, because I hate doing this to the young ones, if I ain't speaking too soon, I think he's going to end up being one of the faces.
Yeah.
If he continues to put in the work and slow down, like we said, I think he could be one of the faces.
That's facts. Two Cents say he would be bigger. He started younger too. It's gonna be wild. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida and them know how to move they fighters. They know how to move you and you know, they know the right time to put you in there with a certain person. So yeah, he might be bigger than Tank.
Probably should need a whole redo. Facts. In real life, bro, I'm riding with you, bro. A redo.
You got Shakur Stevenson, man, and we're gonna talk about him in a minute when we get to that fight. But we're gonna segue into Erislandy Lara versus Mike Zarafa. I don't know if you've seen that fight. I mean, Erislandy Lara, man, let me tell you, that Cuban right there, bro, smooth. That's all I can say. He's smooth and he old. I think he
Defying
almost,
the odds, bro.
I think he almost 40. If I'm not
He
mistaken.
finna be 41. I think he turned. I think he turned 41 last night. To be honest.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, that boy sparked that boy. He got that little ball spot. You see, he trying to go to hell around it. And my bad. But hey man, what you think about that Laura fight?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, with H Town natives, is Londy Lara. When he first started his career, I don't know if he's still out there now. He was repping H Town. He was repping Houston. It's Londy Lara. He was training in Houston when he first came to America. That's where he went. He was in Houston, and I've been watching him for a long time. I wish I could find this picture so I can post it, but I got a picture. Me and this dude was in the same store in the Galleria. I want to say about 10 years ago, and I'm looking at him. I'm looking like he looking at me. I'm looking at him. I'm like, I don't want to keep staring at the dude because I think that's Laura. And then he finally just looked and he spoke. I'm like, that is Lonnie Lara. That's his Lonnie Lara. That's a Cuban. I'm like, Mike, that's a Cuban. That's the Cuban boxer. He's like, say something. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I did one of these. He started smiling. He did this. I'm like, we got a picture together. But Laura, I like him. He's defying all odds. And most people that's casual don't know he didn't change his whole style. He didn't fight like that in the beginning. He got a whole different style. He changed his style and it's working for him. You know what I'm saying? He used to be the come forward and mix it up and balls to the wall type of fighter, but now he that slick, smooth. He looking for them kill shots, that counter puncher. But it's Lonnie Lara, that Cuban missile, that's what they call him. So he been knocking boys out. I think the last two fights
Mm-hmm.
within the first round, first or two rounds, last two fights. So hey, I ain't got nothing bad to say about him.
I mean, he was supposed to. Well, I don't know if he's supposed to. Danny Garcia stated he wanted to fight Erislandy Lara, and you know, I don't know how that fight would go. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Danny Garcia, but I think Lara is a matchup nightmare for him. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's my opinion. I feel like Lara at that age where he more patient and he just let you get yours off, and then he'll counter you. But Danny is a counter puncher too, so that's an interesting matchup. I think somebody gonna have to get out of character in that fight.
See, with that fight, like you just said, somebody gonna have to get out of character, and I believe it's gonna be Laura. But Laura has to be aware that a lot of people don't give Danny credit for this. The dude can punch with both hands, And when I say punch with both hands, he has speed in both hands and he has power in both hands. So Laura gonna have to be careful with that. He gonna
Yeah,
have to be careful, especially like Tucson just said, the age and the layoff is one thing, but for your last two fights to end that quickly, a lot of people don't understand. You're not going the rounds. You knocking people out. You ain't going the rounds. When you finally get in there with somebody that go the rounds, you get caught slipping. You could be the one going night night. You feel me?
yeah.
The 2 cents say Danny getting dropped. Nah, yeah, I think hey, hey, he might. Cuban Missile might lay him down.
Hey, Danny got a chin though, right? That's one thing. He got a chin because Keith didn't hit him with some stuff. The boy found a way to still stand up. Errol didn't caught him. He's still standing up.
Facts.
Sean didn't, so I think if anything, it'll be a TKO.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
what Keith said? Keith said, "Y'all two tell me how can boxing like in a casual fan in? That's why no one doing numbers." Hmm. I'll let you go first, Coach. What you think?
Y'all to tell me how can boxers lock in the casual fan? I honestly, man, I don't feel like they really locked in. I feel like they just making more noise right now than the actual boxing fans. They kind of more vocal. They sticking to what they sticking to. They fanboys, like you got the Bud Buddies, you got the Abdul Wahid fans, you got the Shakur fans, you got the Devin Haney. They just making more noise than us right now. I don't think they really locked in. They just making their presence felt. You know what I'm
I
saying? I don't
think
think.
I think he was asking like can you get the how can you get a casual fan in boxing? Like
Oh, a
how
casual?
can how can you basically get the casual fan to basically lock in on boxing, right? Because you
Right,
got boxing heads, right? You got
right.
boxing heads, and then you got the casual fan who only watch boxing when it comes to big fights. They not watching they ain't watching Premier Moulton. They're not watching him. You know what I mean? When he make it big, then they'll watch him. You get what I mean?
Oh, you with the oh, that's easy. You got to start having them when it is a big fight on. Don't tell them, oh, the big fight start at 11. No, tell them, come on, be at the house at 7:30, and start letting them see those people who actually fight on the undercard. Because it's not just one undercard. Some fights be having two undercards. One be
Mm-hmm.
the B side and one be the A side. You feel me? So you gotta start having them watch that, and they'll start seeing different boxes and start liking certain fighters. But now for these fighters, they got to get on there and actually go search. You know what I'm saying? Let me go see who this fighter was. Let me go see who they was fighting. So that's how, and I'll be honest, that's how I kind of got all the way deep off in the boxing. I started watching the undercard of the undercards, and I started liking people that was down there, and I started researching. Then as I started, paying attention, I'm like, oh, this dude eventually finna be the mandatory for this person in XYZ. So you got to start having them sit down and watch boxing, not just the big fights. Invite them over early. Shit, if y'all smoke early. Drink, if you drink early. But sit down and watch. Sit down and watch them undercards. Sit down and watch them. Haven't watched that, man.
Yeah, 2 cents said it perfectly. Knock people out. That's what it is. Knock people out, but
Mm-hmm.
also it's up to the promoters too. Promote that man. He also got to promote the fight. You look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is known more out of boxing than he is for his stuff in boxing. And 2 cents pointed that out too. Ryan Garcia got a
Mm-hmm.
huge casual fan base. It's marketing,
Right.
right?
True.
Marketing yourself. The more you put yourself out there, the more people will cling to you. You know what I mean? You got certain individuals that like certain fighters because and it be for stupid reasons like he dark skinned, I'm dark skinned, I like him. Pause. No diddy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's how you catch the casual fan. But it's knockouts. It's how you fight. It's watching that growth as a fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched Bud come up as a fighter. I watched Errol come up as a fighter. I watched Deontay Wilder come up as a fighter. So you tend to start liking these fighters because of you saw their journey, right? And you see them where they are now. It make you proud. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, dang, I saw Buddy when he was fighting in little small arenas, and he only had like maybe 200 people in there. And now
Mm-hmm.
fighting, the Barclays, the Staples Center and all that. You know what I mean? And
Right.
2 Cents said again, man, 2 Cents, man, 2 Cents be dropping gems. Fight tough competition,
Oh,
right?
that's the number one right there.
That's the number. That's the uno uno. You know what I'm saying? So and be consistent. That's it. You know what I mean? So she 2 Cents be hitting it on the head, man. Y'all go to her channel too, man. She
Yeah,
be
facts,
she
facts.
be dropping gems. Ellen Tank was known from the amateurs to sell out fights. That's why they do numbers. Facts. And they hurt people. Errol was body bagging and toe tagging people in the amateurs. Tank, same thing. Tank got in. Nah, Errol fight different than Tank, right? Errol is more of a punish you. I'm gonna hit you over and over and over again. I'm gonna place my shots, right? I'm gonna break you down. Whereas Tank can break you down or knock your lights out.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
With Tank, he'll allow you to sleep, man. He'll let you think he ain't active. All of a sudden, you start getting anxious, and all of a sudden now you didn't got over anxious. Yeah, and you night. You know what I'm saying? You didn't got washed trying to get. Oh, what it is, my boy. What it is. But yeah, that man.
Yeah, 2 Cents. I'm gonna give you a wrench. Hold on, let me figure that out real quick. Your boy, your boy old school, man. I'm gonna give you a wrench though. Hold on, man. But we're gonna segue into the next fight. The fight, right? We talking about that boy Rolly.
Oh man, if I may, right here.
Yeah, coach, take it away while I figure this out, man. Hold up.
So while he go ahead and figure out where to drop that two that Rich at, uh, like like I said earlier, man, a lot of people thought I don't know where people thought Rolly had a chance in this fight. I don't know why people thought Rolly had a chance in this fight, and it had nothing to do with how Cruz was going to attack, because we all know how Cruz is going to attack. He's coming head down, head hunting, fist flying, all power, no jab. Okay. Why people thought Rolly could do something with this, I don't know. Because number one, like I said, I spoke to K-Po about it. I seen what he was trying to do, but Rolly skill set did not match that game plan. You have to be slick and counterproductive as hell to do what Rolly was trying to do against Cruz. And Rolly is not defensively responsible enough to go in that fighting style against a Pitbull Cruz. And he was what we thought he was, and he got his ass slipped. Plain and simple. There was no other way around. There was no other way this match was going to end. He got beat. And I'll give him his credit. I give credit what credit is due, because the dude, I think he withstood what 2-3 onslaughts before Rev just said, "Hey, this enough, this enough, this enough." He did the stanky leg twice. He did the cat daddy. He did the Dougie. The boy was dancing. He was dancing for his life after he was getting clipped. But at the same time, there's no reason to even talk about Pitbull Cruz, because he did what Pitbull Cruz does. He come forward, head down, and let his hands fly. But Rolly, anybody that really betted on Rolly, you got to be nuts, man. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. That style was not going to work. Like I said, he's not defensively responsible enough to use that type of game plan against a Pitbull Cruz. Rolly working off the back foot. What was they thinking? When have we ever seen Rolly work off the back foot? And every time he do, just like that old man did, he was working off the back foot, and he got put on his back. Bro, come on now. That's over with. Don't do that. He said Capo gonna go in. I'm sure, but shout it. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, bro. It's nah.
man, I told y'all, man. Rolly, the type of dude, man, who Rolly, the type of dude, man, who be Rolly, the type. What's up, 2 Cents?
What it
Rolly,
is?
What's up, chat? What's up, Coach and Boss Hog? What's going on?
What's
what's up?
good?
So Rolly, the type of dude, man, like I told you, he wrote that short bus, man. That boy retarded. He took naps with grown men, and he had a different belt than everybody else. He just a dude that know how to fight a little bit. That's it. And going into this fight, I said one or two things gonna happen. Rolly gonna land that shot, knock out Isak, or Isak gonna knock him out. But he went exactly how I expected it to go. Isak beat the doors off of Rolly. I mean, that whole, and me and Coach talked about this earlier, that whole boxing thing that he was doing, the lateral movement, that's not how you're gonna beat Isak Pitbull Cruz.
Nah.
You got to be able to keep that jab in his face and change his sight picture. That's what you got to do. Keep that jab, change the sight picture, change the angle. And he had to be a little bit more active. He was kind of like throwing 1-2s and then like, okay, I'm back, lateral movement. Nah, he coming. And all Pitbull Cruz was doing was this. He was just walking forward like this. That's it. He was just walking to him like this. High guard. Hook, dropped him, hurt him multiple times. I mean,
man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I thought Rolly was gonna be able to pull it off, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because Pitbull was coming up. This was his first fight at 140. So part of me was thinking Pitbull might be a little too small for Rolly, and we do know Rolly got some pop on them punches. I wasn't expecting Pitbull's chin to be like that. If you go back and watch the fight, Rolly was hitting him with some
hitting
stuff.
it for sure.
He was hitting, and I just felt like if Rolly, he stayed in a little bit too long exchanging with Pitbull, and he wasn't defensively responsible, so he kept getting caught. And I think if the referee didn't take his ability to clinch away, we might have went all 12.
True.
But and I felt like if he was able to get Pitbull later in the fight, because Pitbull usually gasses out.
Oh yeah, facts.
And then he starts to lose a little pop on them punches. So that was my thought process. So I put a little money on it. The odds was looking good, but he wasn't able to pull it off.
Yeah, the odds was there. That's for sure.
He wasn't able to pull it off. But I mean, Rolly, he doesn't really have the experience to be in a fight like that, but he did look better. Rolly did. I think that's the best I've ever seen Rolly fight.
Yeah, he just, the defense part. That
defense was trash. So let me ask y'all a question. Is Pitbull now the weakest champion at 140?
Is he the weakest?
Is he the weakest champion at 140?
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know. If we're going by skill set, then but if we going by just brute, like 140 pound for pound, like who gonna get knocked out? Yeah, he up there.
I think it depends on the style.
Because he didn't knock Rolly out. So it don't look like he got that much pop at 140 that he did at 135.
No. I think it depends on who he going against. So like if he fighting Devin, it just depends on the style, in my opinion. Like if he get in there with like a T.O., yeah, but
I think I'm gonna say I think once they pick up,
but I think he'll give Devin some problems, in my opinion. Just the style matchup. I feel like
the pressure give Devin problems.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like he'll give Devin issues, but not, Matias. I will favor Matias over him, and I'll favor Teofimo over him. But to me, it depends on the matchup. But I definitely think he'll give Devin some problems.
Oh, real life. Once Devin, like I said, the main thing when you fighting Pitbull is you have to hurt him, because if he feel like he can walk through, it's gonna be a long night. Like,
but that Cabrera dude beat Pitbull and knocked him down.
True,
that's facts.
That's true. That's true. He said
so. Pitbull, he definitely he gave the blueprint on how to beat him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sold on this right here though. When it comes to fighting a Mexican fighter, I'm not gonna say Hispanic fighters, but when it comes to fighting a Mexican fighter, if you're headhunting, you're in trouble because they're hard hit. They feel it, but they don't feel it when you hit them in the head. But if you can touch down here, they don't like being touched in the body at all. And I experienced that.
Pitbull's too small. He's so small for body shots.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is compact. He is compact. So you got to kind of, it's a high risk, but it's high reward as well. So Somebody gonna have to break that Da Vinci code, because they can't keep letting that man walk forward. Because the more you let him walk forward, the more he get aggressive, the more he dropping bones. But like you say, we ain't seen him in them later rounds. He ain't get a chance to fade out. And then, like you say, his clinching, rolling clinching ability was taken away. I think he took it from him a little bit too early too, though, because Pitbull was leading in there with his head too. So yeah, I think he took it away from him a little bit early. But at the same time, like you say, 2 cents. If we would have got to see that in the later rounds, it probably would have been a different story. It probably would have been a little bit more closer.
All right, 2 cents. I gave you a wrench, man. So you got
Appreciate it.
a wrench.
Appreciate it.
But I don't know, man. Like, I want to talk about Cool, because Cool's talking a lot on Twitter about Eastside. So I want to ask 2 cents about this. If Cool moved up and fought Eastside, how much of a chance do you give him to beat Eastside People Cruz?
He'll beat him, but because he gonna run all night.
Facts.
I mean, he gonna. I mean, he don't. Pitbull doesn't possess the skill level. He got the power, but I don't think he possesses the skill level to be Shakur unless he could really just catch him with the pressure with him coming forward. But that would be a very, very bad style matchup for Shakur, and he would not look good in that fight at all, in my opinion.
Right. So I mean, Shakur is gonna have to initiate offense against Pitbull, and then again, I think that fight would be weird in itself, because if Shakur does, well, which we all know he is gonna get on his bike and he gonna run. He gonna have to, because if he don't like taking punishment. It is what it is. And then I look at it from a stylistic standpoint. Even when you watch Pitbull come forward, he's not cutting the ring off. He's literally chasing people. So that fight, I don't think I would even want to see it, because that'll just be a sloppy fight. Shakur running and then Pitbull chasing him. I don't think I would invest in it unless we see Shakur have some type of offensive explosion in his camp, and it's like, okay, I see what this dude gonna throw his hands. That fight, I wouldn't even want to see it. I look at the highlights, but I wouldn't pay to see it.
Do you feel like Shakur deserving of that fight right now?
A fight.
Pitbull, Pitbull. Shakur don't need to step 1 foot outside of 135.
He want the big fights though. He's saying that everybody running from him. So, if Isak said, "Hey, I'll fight you right now, but you got to come to 40." If you as his advisor, you say, "Hey, man, that's a chance for you to get a belt. That's a chance for you a big fight." He claiming nobody else want to fight him. So, I mean, what y'all think about that? 2 cents said he shouldn't go to 30. I mean, to 40. But if he so-called can't get these other fights allegedly, and Isak said, "Hey, come to 40, I'll fight you for my title." You don't think that's tempting enough for him to go up there?
Absolutely not. It's a bad style matchup. An explosive power puncher. Yeah. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work at all. At 140 at that? Nah, bro.
Nope. I don't think he should be intrigued by that either.
He just talking. He got a fight coming up. He's trying to sell it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he fight Tank leftover. I mean, not Tank, Frank leftovers. Harutyan, whatever. So, we'll see if he able to pick him apart. You know what I mean? I think we'll see what he do with that. But we're gonna segue off into this this Tim Tszyu versus Fundora. So 2 cents, what you thought about that fight? I mean, was you cool with
it? I've been saying Fundora can beat Tim Tszyu. I don't know why he's being overlooked like that. They really was just talking like Tim Tszyu was gonna walk through a 6'7" southpaw.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it happening.
Hey, Frank D, what's up, bro?
What it do, boss?
What's
going on with you, fam? Shit, man. This is G5 Honcho, man. I changed my little display name, but I've been watching videos for a little bit. What's going on with y'all? What's good with the panel?
What's happening?
Cool. How you doing?
Good, man. All y'all from Texas?
Already.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from VA, but I was down in Dallas for a little bit. I know how y'all get
Fact.
down.
Hey man, y'all ready? So I mean, 2 Cents gave her opinion on Tim versus Fundora. What you think about that with G5? What you thought about that fight?
I thought it was a really good fight. I thought it was once they replaced it with Keith Thurman, I knew it would be a fight versus a show. I thought it was more of a show with Keith. But I think it was around the time with Jermell Charlo after he fought Castano. I thought Fundora was really the next guy up that we wanted to see, if I'm not mistaken. I always thought he was more of a competitor back then. Tim Tszyu was more so in the background. I knew he was going to get the shot before Fundora, but I thought Fundora was more the guy back then. But obviously that Mendoza loss knocked him down the rankings. But this is always going to be a competitive fight, in my opinion. I wanted to see more dog for Fedora. I mean, I respect the game plan, using his height more, but I think if without the injury, it would have been a closer fight. I thought Tim would have had a better chance for sure.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. You know, I thought Fundora was gonna fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought he was gonna fight more of a dumb fight, and the reason why I said this is because it'd be a lot of fights. See him fight, he give up his height, right? So I thought that he was gonna start off pretty good, and then eventually get caught up in it. Oh, I want to fight on the inside with Tim, your type thing. But he did a phenomenal job using his jab. I as well thought that I wanted to see a little bit more grit coming from him.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted him to come forward and get a little bit more active. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, I understood. Tim ain't no slouch. He packing a punch. So,
Right.
and it's allegedly I'm hearing his nose was broke or something like that. So, and I'm talking about for endurance. So, if anything, like with the cut, I feel like, man, with the cut, I don't know how the fight would have turned out. It definitely was close. It probably would have been closer if
Mm-hmm.
Tim didn't have that cut. But the situation is what it is. Coach B, what you thought? Let him know something.
I'm gonna keep it a stat. If it wasn't for the cut, bleeding profusely over his lead eye, the dude, I think Tszyu was finna walk through him. Ain't gonna lie. I think Tszyu, he would have found a way to make it close, Fundora, but if it wasn't for that inadvertent cut, Tim was finna walk through him because he was already implementing his style that he sticks by already in the first 2 rounds. He was hitting that dude. I believe he initially popped him in the nose early in the second round, and that's when Fundora really got long. And I think that's when his nose really left. And then that third round, he caught him again, and that's when he started leaking from the nose and the mouth. But I think if it wasn't for that cut to the forehead, I think Tszyu would have won that fight convincingly.
You feel
Didn't
like
they say Tszyu won the first 2 rounds too? I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure.
easy.
yeah,
Easy.
Yeah, and then he got cut. Was it the end of the second or the beginning of the third?
somewhere
Yep.
around there, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, no excuses though, as bosses say.
Right. Yeah. That's
No
facts.
excuses. He
And
lost.
then I got to give credit where credit is due. Fundora started. He did something we hadn't seen him do. He started actually working his jab, and then he did what somebody at 6'6", 6'7" should do. He started hitting Tszyu at his peripherals. He attacking his peripherals because he's long enough to throw a punch and catch somebody where they can't see it. Like,
Man, he was throwing them hooks out of nowhere. I was like, God
yeah,
damn.
exactly. That's why I'm saying I got to give credit where credit is due because he finally he did something different. He came with a different game plan. I hate that he had to get mollywopped in the face like that before he started doing it. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I got to give credit where credit is due because he made the adjustment to get him a belt. You know what I'm saying? But I still think it's a little. I still think it's a political plan behind it all. But at the same time, if I'm the doctor and I'm the judges, I want to stop this fight because I want this fight to be legit, especially going forward with everything else that's about to happen with the Spence thing, with the Bud thing, and everything else that's, that this is being set up for. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to the future, but at the same time, it is what it is. No excuses. Tszyu
But
got
if they
beat.
would have stopped it, Tim Tszyu probably would have won.
Yeah, probably.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
Probably, yeah.
Then if they stop it early, he gonna get the win just because he's up 2 rounds. That's fugazi.
I think after the 4th round, everything become official.
Yeah.
If they were gonna stop it, they should have stopped it after probably the 3rd, beginning of the 4th.
Yeah, that's when I would have stopped because the dude literally was leaking. They would put Vaseline on him. Vaseline was turning red. Like it was no stopping.
He was leaking. He was bleeding at the post-fight press conference.
In real life, he was for real. Yeah, I don't know what kind of elbow he hit him with. The dude is long and thin though, so he probably
bony too.
I was talking to my brother. He was like, "Man, every time Fundora fights somebody, it's some kind of crazy, weird injury that they get." And I'm like, "The dude's 6'7". Like,
yeah,
ain't no telling what can happen.
Yeah, you stepping forward at 5'9", you gonna run into an elbow. you gonna run into something other than a regular, punch to the body or the head. You gonna catch something. Like he's 6'7".
Yeah.
And then it was Southpaw versus Southpaw. Come on now.
Yeah.
Nah, he was bound to run into something.
How y'all think Earl doing there?
Huh?
So how y'all think Earl doing there?
I was just finna segue off into that.
I think it's a bad style matchup for Fundora.
Yeah,
Earl a body puncher.
It is. That's I was talking to K-Port about it earlier. I don't know about a wash, but the way Earl set up and the way Fundora set up, I see that tree getting chopped down.
And Fundora he not outboxing Earl, so
no, not at all.
But that depends. I mean, and then again, Earl got the question mark. We don't know if he gonna be moving the same. If he, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. So it's gonna be an interesting fight.
Yeah, that. It's definitely gonna be interesting because I believe Fundora is slowly starting to understand his build, and that's what's gonna make him dangerous. Once he understands that he is actually 6'7", and there's nobody in this weight class that can touch your chin or your body, and you get behind that jab, and you actually get some power behind it, and then you start understanding where to place the hooks. Like you said, he started throwing the hooks out of nowhere. Bro, he's going to be dangerous if he can understand his build.
Well, I think what Errol probably going to do is Errol going to stay in his chest. And I think what's going to end up happening is he going to make Fundora fight another type of fight, which that game probably ain't going to work. Probably. You know what I mean? With Errol. But like 2 Cents says, all depending on what version of Errol we getting. You know what I mean? We don't know if Errol even the same. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think stylistically, Errol should be able to get him. But, I got a little me and Coach was talking the other day, and I said, man, I think this is another segue for them to basically what's good with you, bro?
Let me ask you a question. What makes you think he's not? What makes you think he's still not himself?
Who?
Errol Spence.
I never said he ain't himself. I said we don't know if he's not himself yet. We got to see him in the ring.
You ever got into a fight before?
I was an amateur boxer, yeah.
And you got your ass whooped before, correct?
In sparring, yeah.
And you came back. And you came back the same person, right or wrong?
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Well, this is deeper than just getting his ass whooped. This is the accumulation from the red.
An ass whooping is an ass whooping.
All of that.
Here's what it is.
That's not true.
Nah,
listen,
I can't agree.
We've
with that.
all got our ass whooped before at some point. An ass whooping is an ass whooping. It is what it is.
Nah, it's different, bro.
How is it different?
But Earl has experienced more than an ass whooping, though.
Okay, so hold on.
How is a street ass whooping different than getting beat on for 12 rounds? Do you know how long
actually
go for?
Listen, actually, a street ass whooping would probably be worse. Because you could get your ass hit with all type of crazy shit that you can't get hit in that ring with outside of clubs and fists.
Okay.
So
12-round punishment from a professional boxer.
So hold on right quick, Kenfro. So look.
Go ahead.
What has Errol Spence experienced over the last couple of years?
Listen, we'll give you that. Car accident. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine.
So, and you can make the argument and say after those accidents, he hasn't looked the same in each fight,
Okay.
right? And he's even admitted and said, even in the Danny Garcia fight, he said, I had to thug it out through that fight because I was in pain in that fight. My hips was hurting, right? So the Danny fight, he admitted that. The Ugas fight, he admitted some injuries that he had. The Crawford fight, he admitted some injuries that he had, right? And he didn't look
Mm-hmm.
himself like he used to when he fought Kell Brook and Chris Algieri. All those fights that he had before the accident, right? There was some
Mm-hmm.
little minute things that you was like, something off. But hey, he getting the job done. He's still winning, right? We're not sitting
Okay.
here saying Errol Spence can't be himself. We're just sitting here saying, hey, is he gonna come back and be at least some version of his old self? That's what we're saying, right? He hasn't fought since the Crawford fight. He ain't had no type of tune up or nothing. He probably just gonna go straight into this Fundora fight. And if you fought before, you
Mm-hmm.
understand that when you in that ring and you're not, if you haven't been in the ring for a long time, your timing is off, right?
Yeah.
All of that is off, and that's kind of what I feel like what happened in the Crawford fight. His timing was off and everything because he didn't have no tune-up fight in between him getting that match and getting in that ring with Bud Crawford. So
And that we can agree about. That we can agree about. You got me
so
with that one.
that's why we're saying we're trying to see what version of Errol is gonna get in there. We're not sitting there saying that Errol is he done. What we're saying is that he hasn't had any type of tune up. He hasn't been in the ring, so we don't know what his rhythm gonna be like. We don't know what his timing gonna be like. We don't know anything until he gets in that ring. That's what we're saying, and then we'll be able to say, okay, yeah, that's 80% Errol or Errol 100%.
Hey man, listen, man. I'm listen. I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. That's my favorite boxer. But when he looked up at that motherfucker yesterday, I'm like, yo, EJ, it's a big motherfucker, man. This ain't no short butt stop. That's a tall motherfucker, son. Like, yo, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got faith for you, but is this what the fuck you want to do, my nigga? Like, but I get why they're doing it. Like, don't get me wrong, the kid is talented. But if we all know the business, it's not good for business with this nigga walking around with two belts. It just doesn't work that way. It
Yeah.
doesn't look good. It just doesn't. So it's like, yo, we got to get the, you know what I'm saying? And again, he's going to get him paid. I know for a fact he's going to get him paid, but they got to get them belts from up off his waist, man. That shit don't look good at all. I truly feel bad for Tim Tszyu because, like, yo, the biggest fight of your career for that shit to happen, that shit was fucked up because it's like, damn, yo. Because I feel like Tim Tszyu would have beat him. He was beating him in the beginning. He would have beat him. It is what it is.
In real life.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah.
I agree.
He would have beat him. And
Yeah.
it's
But
like,
I don't think they mind Fundora having those buzz. They've been building Fundora for a while.
But yeah, that's what I
yeah,
was gonna say. They can make money off of him because you got to look at the story behind it. Because his sister has belts. The dude is from Coachella, California. That's where rich people from. They trying to keep the money over there. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Somebody need to take the belts from him. Fuck his story. He's not. I don't think he's a real threat, man. I don't.
yeah.
If I'm
Again,
coaching
when
him,
I
he doesn't
watched
know what
him,
he's
my
doing.
fault. Yeah, yo,
No,
when
go
I
ahead. Go
watched
ahead.
him yesterday, he's very tall. I'll give him that, but he's not a skilled fighter. I think his height is what really gets him over the hump a lot of times. But when I seen that small dude knock him out, I forgot the nigga name. He just fought yesterday too. When I
Mendoza.
saw how he got, yeah, Mendoza. When
Yeah.
he knocked him out, I was like, I'm not too sold on this cat. I'm not. But again, like I
And he was
said,
beating the brakes off
He
Mendoza.
was beating
just got
Mendoza
caught.
every
he
round,
was, he
though.
was, he was whooping his ass. He was that nigga ass. And then he get knocked out
He
by
was
some
unlucky.
yo, and to get knocked out by some flash shit like that, that shit suck. That shit suck
He
bad.
couldn't believe
But
it. He couldn't even get up, man.
he couldn't even get out. So that's the fucked up part. Again, I tell people it's boxing. It's the way this shit work. But again, I hope EJ gets it done. I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen with that WBO belt. I don't know. I think they might probably strip him for it, and I don't know. I hope they don't, because I do want him to get both of them belts, but I got a feeling he's not gonna be able to get both of them.
It'll
But
be
this
nice because if they drop it, maybe Tim Tszyu and Bud fight for the WBO. They get
this
the, they
what
get the other.
I was talking to the coach about this. I think they trying to bring up that Bud and Errol fight again at 154. And y'all hear
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Makes sense, bro.
Absolutely. And I think they're going to
They
try to
just
make
don't
it
want him
for
to fight for
undisputed.
nothing.
yeah.
That's
I
a
think
big fight.
Yeah, I think because think about it. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are both stubborn guys. They competitive. they're not gonna allow a rematch clause to just go away
for nothing. They're not gonna let that happen.
So
Earl not that kind of guy.
Yeah, so I think what happened was they came to them was like, look, everybody don't want to see this fight, right? I do. I'll watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I do. Yeah.
But but you know, they like, hey, y'all be fighting literally for nothing. So, Errol, you go fight, you know, the winner of Zoo Fundura. Because Errol just came out of nowhere and was like, I want the winner. Right? Errol ain't been saying nothing for these past couple months. I think the last time he said something was in January, right? And he just come out of nowhere, I'm gonna be at the fight, right? And then now he's probably finna get this fight from Fundura. Fundura promoter even said we want Errol. So it's looking
in
like
Dallas,
in Dallas. So it's looking like a done deal. You know, which I was laughing because all them Bud Buds were saying Errol Spence gonna retire. But I digress. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, what it's looking like is they're gonna set up Errol to get a belt. They're gonna have him fight a big fight with Fundura, and then he gonna beat Fundura, get a belt, maybe two, and then they're probably gonna have Bud fight somebody else, and then it's gonna be set up for them to fight again for some type of either unification or undisputed at 154.
Well, after the first fight that Espinoza did that interview, he said they wanted to fight at the end of 24. That's what he said.
Bro, if everybody thought like you, the world would be a better place. So I've been trying to tell people all day, this is what's gonna happen, and nobody wants to listen. I keep telling people, there's a bigger plan at place here.
Yeah.
It is what it is, bro. This is a way bigger plan going on here at this point.
In real life.
There's always a storyline behind it. You're right.
Yeah, you think they was really gonna let them fight for no reason? Like just
hell no, absolutely not.
If it was a closer fight, that was the only way they could have pulled it off. If it was a close fight.
It has to be something on the line because they know that's the next that's gonna be the fight of the year. That's gonna be the sellout. That's gonna be the fight of the decade because they haven't really had this type of matchup in so long, especially for it to be a sequel. Like, come on, they got to put a lot behind this. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
All right, I'm gonna ask 2 cents. Only the truth. I already know what you're gonna say, so I already know. 2 cents. If Errol fight Bud at 54, belts on the line, you think he get it done this time?
Providing it ain't no crazy shit going on that we don't know about. But again, I gotta see what's up with Earl though. That's it. I just need to see him fight, and then I definitively be able to make that decision.
Huncho, what you think?
Man, it's tough because I get where 2 cents coming from, going to see how he look again, but he looked real dominant against Ugas. I put so much money on. I was betting Earl knockout against Bud. I didn't see nothing else going on, so he could look dominant in this next fight. But Bud a whole different animal, like, you know what I'm saying. But I still got faith in Earl. I think it's a better fight. He could probably pull off a decision. But he gotta stay away from them counters. He just gotta keep his head off the line. It's a lot to ask for. I can't say right now. I can't say right now. It's really a lot to ask for to see.
That was the worst fight Earl Spence probably had in his whole career of boxing since he started at 15 years old.
Right. That's I was about to say amateurs included. That's definitely the worst fight he didn't have.
But Bob made a good point. I think Earl only fought one other southpaw in his career, which is crazy to me. He really only fought one other southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
Who gave him problems. Not problems, but you definitely could hit him with a good shot. But Earl really didn't fight no southpaws coming up. So that really does say something.
But Crawford is not a southpaw, bro. He's okay. Southpaw is nothing but a and he did, but that's nothing but a stance, bro. Southpaw, orthodox. All it is just a stance, bro. Like it's nothing different. I think the problem was, I agree with the girl. He kept he was coming forward too much. I think he was trying to, just look for that one shot, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. I felt that way with Charlo when he fought Canelo. He gave him too much respect. If Charlo would have just stayed poised and boxed, like not too all up on him, but maybe within the distance, kept it within the range, he could have had a chance. But a lot of these guys,
if Charlo did anything different in that fight, he would have got knocked out.
Here's the thing.
Earl never been a one-punch guy either. I don't think he was looking for one shot. Earl wasn't that guy. He was more of an accumulation guy. He was doing what he normally does.
He
I just
he
didn't. I don't
was,
think
but
he was as hydrated to take them shots. Like he never took no clean shots like that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been hit a couple times. Like I said, the biggest thing with him is his defense. Okay, if you
He never
watch the
really
way
needed
Errol
it.
fight,
Earl never really fought no punchers either. But Danny was probably the biggest one.
I agree with
Facts.
you.
And who did
Now,
Danny knock out at 147? Nobody. So I mean, there was a lot of
true,
times.
true. Now, I feel like his best.
Crawford ain't no big puncher though.
No, Crawford
Crawford ain't
knocked
no
out
big
everybody he
puncher.
ever fought at 147. He's
No,
under.
he TKO'd him. He ain't knock him out.
They didn't see the last bell.
I mean, I get
Mm,
it, but I'm just saying he not no big puncher though.
TKO. I mean, Earl. If you saying that, Earl didn't knock nobody out either. So I mean,
I mean, if I'm being honest about that fight, from a coach's standpoint, Earl did what Earl was supposed to do. Well, he was working on what Earl was supposed to be doing, but the biggest difference was Bud's preparation. Bud didn't go in
yeah,
there putting a limit on anything. He literally prepared himself for
he did
the
his
worst
homework.
and everything. His preparation. Yeah, he was hungry, bro. He wouldn't let this opportunity slip away from him. And like,
But a lot of things people don't say either is the fact that Earl wasn't able to execute how he
he
normally
wasn't.
does.
He
So
he
that's
was,
the
wasn't.
biggest problem.
like I said,
Even with
Bud
he
even with
was
was
all
never
his
first in
fighter
every
coming
mistakes,
aspect.
forward.
even with all his mistakes, if he was able to execute better, I think that fight would have been way more competitive.
I don't think we put enough blame on Derek James either. I'm not. I mean, he got to take some of the blame because he took a lot of the credit when he won Trainer of the Year, and he always said, "I don't watch no film." And when Earl has his biggest fight of his career against arguably the most skillful guy, he's training AJ and Ryan and Frank. That shows a lot of negligence. And
Who
if you're not watching film on Bud, it really did show in the fight.
He said, "I don't watch boxing unless I'm watching film on a fighter when my fighter has a fight coming up." Y'all really
That's not
think
enough for
Derek
Bud.
James don't watch no film?
Nah, he
I don't
watched
think he
him.
watches as much.
But
I don't.
I think it was more of the accumulation of fights all at the same time because he had
mm-hmm.
Frank at the beginning of July or end of June. Then he had Arrow. Then he had uh
AJ
AJ and then Charlo.
flew out to London the day after the fight with Bud.
So hold on, watch for the hook. Appreciate the donation. He said EJ needs to come from behind the jab and behind the high guard. He need fellow southpaw Winky right in his corner. I think that what L got to do, in my opinion, in that particular fight is he gonna have to first of all cut the ring off.
And the man couldn't see.
Yeah, he gonna have
My
to cut
bad.
that ring off.
Why he
Facts.
couldn't see? What happened?
That
He
eye
had
been messed
cataracts
up.
on his eye. He had cataracts on his eye.
So Earl couldn't see, but he's telling us before the fight he gonna punish this dude. He had me buy all his T-shirts. He sold me wolf tickets. I
I
bought
mean,
all his damn T-shirts. I'm
He
not.
sold
we
me
can
wolf
go
I can
down the
tickets.
respect
rabbit
that.
hole of all that. We can go down the
I
rabbit
can't
hole of
respect
all
if
that.
as an Arrow fan, big fan, like bro, if you injured before the fight, let us know, dog. Don't have us buy all this damn merch. You know what I'm saying? Tell us that Bud resume a 3 out of 10. All this nonsense. Come on now.
He had to sell the fight.
What? You got a lot of your fans like that?
Well,
What are you supposed to say? My eye fucked up, my rib
Hell
hurting.
yeah, sit out, get 100%. Fight him
Well,
at 100.
think about it like this. He even said this. He said, "Look, if I would have came out and said I had this wrong with me, I already had people on my head. Pause. No Diddy. So he would
That's
have been
true.
like, he he would have been like, hey, he ducking, right? He already had people saying he was ducking. 5 years prior to that, they were saying he was ducking when we all know the truth. Crawford could have just crossed the street, but he didn't do that.
Right.
So the fact of the matter is this, he felt like, man, I'm still gonna fight this dude and get the fans what they want. Now, granted, he didn't give us what we wanted
That ain't
because
what we wanted, Earl.
that ain't what we wanted.
oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Facts.
I want to address this man down here that you got posted. He said, "Man, Earl was in the best shape of his life." What define? How did we know Earl was in the best shape of his life? Just because he had abs?
Man, if he cut it out, whoever's saying that, stop it.
What is he
Stop
talking
it.
about?
Man, these dudes here, man. I
I don't know. That counterpunching is a lot though, because again, it's It's one thing to hit somebody and they're taking punishment and not hitting back. The difference with Crawford is whoever taught him the metrics of boxing taught him when you hit back. And
Yep.
he's perfected
Yeah.
it. So it's like, that's why I say I really think who can beat him is Canelo. Because Canelo is big. So it's like he can cut the ring off. You know what I'm saying? He can do little things like that.
That's kind of unfair to Bud. I do hear you though. Canelo can, but that's like 2 more weight classes, 3 more weight classes from where Bud even started.
Man,
So,
Canelo.
Again, listen, I tell people like this.
I
If
think
that dumb
Charlo can beat
motherfucker
him.
want to do it, go ahead. Listen, I can't wait to see the nigga lose, bro. Like, if you want to do it, let him go ahead.
man, he want to see Bud in the dirt.
I think
Let him get
Charlo can beat him.
paid. You know what I'm saying? Let him get beat down. He'll get paid. Like, it is what it is. Like, here's the thing. They know who can beat him. But everybody around him know who can beat him. This idea that nobody can beat him, he's the boogeyman, bullshit. I always tell people, if you want to compare his career to anybody, no disrespect, I'm a Boo Boo Andre. I love Boo Boo Andre, but that's who you can compare his career to at the end of the day.
To
Like,
Bud Crawford?
yes,
To Bud?
in my opinion, yes. Yes. Yes.
Bud wasn't undisputed
no.
prior. Bud was an accomplished guy. He just didn't really have the pay-per-view
He
buys
couldn't
done.
sell it. He needed Spence. He needed Spence.
Yeah, but Bud was accomplished though.
Right.
Bud
And this is what I'm trying to tell people.
hasn't fought all the top welterweights that we would name. The Danny Garcia. I mean, I guess he did fight Sean Porter, but Sean Porter damn near was out the ring for years.
He was done by then. He was finished.
You get what I'm saying? He didn't fight.
It was a good fight until he got stopped.
He didn't fight Ugas. Why he never fought Ugas? He never fought Ugas. It's just so many people that he didn't fight. And really the issue with Bud is that he never fought people who the fans perceived would be, even if he was going to beat them or not, he never fought people who the fans would perceive to be a competitive fighter.
In real life.
And if he would have did more of that, then the talk would be a little different.
True.
The only name I ever heard that I heard people say they want to see Bud fight is Earl. Nobody's really ever calling for Ugas and Bud. I never really heard them call outs.
No.
I never really heard no call outs for Bud other than Earl, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but this the thing though. The reason why
He didn't even fight Adrian Broner.
Nope.
No.
But they was at 135 at the same time. But
Him and AB?
Yeah. They was at 135 at one point at the same time. But my thing is with Bud is the reason why he didn't fight those fights because he chose to stay with Top Rank. And he chose to do it his way. And, you know, but you can't sit there, and this is why I get into it with Bud, but it's about is, you know, they say, oh, he's been calling for these fights. But I'm like, you had opportunity to go over there. You whooped everybody in your yard, right? You whooped everybody in your yard. It's some other live dogs over here in this other yard. Go over there and whoop them then. If it's easy work. And he didn't go over there. He chose to stay where he was at and bark from behind the fence. That's why I got a problem with it. I'm not talking about his skills or nothing like that. I'm talking about in the aspect of those fights. He could have had those fights, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of those fights, I don't know if he was victorious in them. I don't know if he beat a prime Keith Thurman. I don't know. He may have. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is Errol went through the fire. Bud held on to those belts. Right. You know what I'm saying? Held on to those belts. And then next thing you know, he made sure he stayed out of harm's way so he can get an Errol fight. So these are the things that, you know, I talk about.
Questionable.
Yeah, it's just I only thing I question with Bud is his journey to where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't fight no tough fights. You know, and me and Jay Will, you see Jay Will on the screen right here. Me and him debate all the time. We've been debating for a year or two about this. It's the level of competition that I question about him at 147. You know what I mean? If I'm out here fighting C-level fighters, I'm knocking all of them out, and then, you know, I come into the Spence fight, I'm fresh. Errol Spence didn't fought Ugas, Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson.
Everybody they have to offer, basically.
You see what I'm saying? So that's, you know, but like overall, we got to see what version of Errol come into that ring. That's pretty much it.
You know it looks like that's what's happening with Shakur too. He barking from behind the fence. All the other fights across the street. He could have re-signed. He could have signed with PBC or Matchroom or somebody, but he decided to stay with Top Rank.
Man, with
Because
Shakur,
nobody gonna
man,
pay him.
now I was
Nobody
about
gonna
to say
pay
that.
him like that.
Nobody gonna pay
They're
him,
gonna
and I
pay him
don't
what he
think
weigh at
he needs to
PBC.
cross
They're
the
gonna pay
fence
him what
yet.
he weigh.
Yeah.
He want them
don't even,
guarantees at Top Rank. He don't want to get paid off them pay-per-view buys. That's the problem.
Shakur don't even need to go over there yet until he actually prove himself. Like, nah, with him, he has the skill. He has the skill set, but he's not showing nobody nothing. All that talking he
I'm
doing,
gonna
he ain't
say this.
showing nobody nothing.
Unpopular opinion. I think Shakur might have peaked, in my opinion.
That and to me, I think that's facts. I think he's the best he gonna get, and I'm a coach.
Yeah, I think that he do need to go over to PBC. You know me. I missed the, put you in them tough fights and let's see what you made of.
Right.
All that talking and all that, that's cool. But hey, get in there with Isak. Get in there with Tank.
Yeah.
Get in there with Frank Martin.
Frank Martin.
Like, let's see what you made of. You on Top Rank, you doing all this talking, and we all know why he talking how he talking, because he rode with Jay Prince. You know what I mean? And that's just because he wasn't talking like that before that. He was always smiling and peaceful, and he get with Jay Prince, and he gangster. I don't understand it. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we'll see what he made of when his contract run up and he finished this Harutnyan fight, and he go sign with whoever. Hopefully he signed with PBC, and they start putting, hey, you got to fight him, and him. Let's see
what you think about this, boss? Go ahead. My bad, bro.
No, I was gonna say real quick. If I'm being honest, where he at right now, and then in between 140 and 135, there's plenty of gatekeepers he can prove himself against.
Facts.
So why he not doing it? You really want these title shots that bad? You think you one of the best? I will start scrapping with some of these gatekeepers.
So we were talking about a Shakur re-signing, right? People said Jay Prince, all his fighters that he has, they all fight under Top Rank. They don't fight under no other banner. And then
he would have to leave Jay Prince too,
which ain't happening. And usually Top Rank, what they do is when you about to leave them, they usually put you in a tough last fight, try to get that L on your record. But it looked like he got an easy out, so that's an indicator he's probably re-signed with them guys.
Yeah. Right.
Facts. If he stay over there, he gonna have a career equivalent to Terrence Crawford's, because like I pointed out, once you a black fighter on Top Rank and you reach a certain peak, they don't know what to do with you. That's the real talk. They don't know.
He got a tougher road than Bud did. There's actually some tough fights at 135. I think there weren't that many fighters when Bud was around at 135.
Exactly. So
he's not gonna get undisputed without having to see Tank, Loma. Even though I think he beat Loma.
But why do you think Bob would let him get undisputed at 35 when he ain't let him get it at 30?
That was Shakur's fault. I thought Shakur couldn't make weight.
No, Bob when he said himself, Bob ain't wanting to get the last belt, and then Bob was like, "You don't need to be undisputed," and all this stuff. Bob was talking.
I can see that too.
I think Shakur is never gonna get that Loma fight. Now, if Kambosos beats Loma, then he'll get that fight. Loma,
Kambosos?
Yeah, Loma is kind of like how they did Pacquiao with Bud, right? They like Loma just like they like Pacquiao, so they're gonna kind of cater to Loma and put this bubble around him and put him in all these different type of fights, because you notice Loma didn't have no fight. I think it was last year, and around Coor was, didn't have no fighter to fight, and he was supposed to fight Loma, and Loma told Bob, "I'm not fighting for the rest of the year," and they was cool with that. But let Coor be like, "I'm not fighting for the rest of the year." He ain't fighting. He ain't fighting no more. Period. Bob Arum, that's just real talk. So they used to do the same energy with Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao go to Bob, "Man, I don't feel like fighting Terrence Crawford." "Okay, cool. You don't got to fight him. You can fight this dude over here." How is Kambosos and this is what I question. How is Kambosos in competition to get a belt when his last fight, you can make the argument that he lost? Lomachenko is coming off of a loss to Devin Haney. Although we feel like he won that fight. How are they both fighting for an IBF belt? A vacant.
Top rank need a white champion. They they love that.
So like I said, if Loma beat Kambosos, Shakur ain't getting no fight with Lomachenko. It's not gonna happen.
He gonna get the Kambosos fight then?
If Kambosos beats Loma, I think that he'll let Shakur fight Kambosos.
What do y'all think about Loma being ranked number 1?
I
The
think
lightweight
that's
division.
BS.
That's
That's
not.
BS. That's BS. That's
I mean, he
that.
might
I
have
don't.
fought the toughest competition. He's not number 1 though.
17 fights.
Nah, bro. The number 135 pounder is the face of boxing, in my opinion. That's Gervonta Tank Davis. That's. Although he don't have the marquee names, like I give Loma credit. He fought some people, but we talking about right now today is Gervonta Tank Davis.
Loma ain't beat them guys on his
He
resume.
lost
That's
to
the
all the
problem.
big names at 135. He fought.
Yeah, Loma lost to him.
Yeah, T.O.
Devin.
Devin. Yeah, so that ain't no way he's supposed to be number 1.
They had Frank Martin at like number 7 or something nonsense.
That's dangerous. That's crazy.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, that's foolishness.
But I think
What
that
come up with this at?
I think it should be Tank number 1. And then you can make the argument about all what other people lay at 135. But putting Lomachenko up there is crazy. I don't understand why he's number 1. But that just goes to show you right there. You know what I'm saying? They for some reason they in love with that Ukrainian, wherever he is. They in love with him. You know what I mean? And Top Rank love him too. So they gonna do everything in their power to protect that man. They're not gonna let him fight Shakur. Shakur not gonna get that fight. But it's crazy how Devin Haney not a top ranked fighter and he get that fight.
They thought Loma could beat him.
I mean, if you want to make the argument, I think you can make the argument that Loma did beat him, but
if I'm calling that fight, Haney and Loma, and I'm at ringside, it's either a draw or I'm giving it to Loma.
Yeah, when I watched it live, I really gave Loma most of the round. When I rewatched it, no sound. That commentary be biased. That boy Timothy Bradley was saying anything for
you
that
gotta
boy
turn
Loma.
that off. You gotta turn that off.
When I rewatched it, I could see where it was like probably a draw.
Yeah. That's why I said, if anything, at most, I said it was a draw. And if I really had to give it to somebody, I give it to Loma, because Loma figured it out later on. And then after he figured it out, there was nothing Devin really could do after he figured it out.
So Bage say Tank is not number 1 at 135. Loma is number 1 because he's the boogeyman of the division. Do anybody want to?
He's stuck in 2016.
Do anybody want to address this? I mean,
explain, how is he the boogeyman of the division?
Maybe in 2016, I'll give you that, but not now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what makes him the boogeyman?
Kambosos is
He just got beat up. He just lost the fight.
Facts. Like, in real life, bro, what are you talking about, Beige?
Nobody's scared to fight Loma. He's the one ducking fights.
And he's low-key been ducking for a while, if we being honest.
Yeah. Getting away with it too.
Chilling.
They just trolling.
Yeah, bro.
But with the Devin Loma fight, when I rewatched it, I think that it really depends. I think Loma had the more eye-popping shots. I think Devin controlled rounds, but then Loma would have that good little 30, 40 seconds where he knocking dude head back. You know what I'm saying?
Loma had moments, but Devin controlled that fight.
He controlled the round. But it depends what you're looking for, to be honest.
Like you said, it just depends on what you was looking for in that particular fight. But overall, like I say, man, Lomachenko, man, he in that witness protection program, man. That's just what it is. Shakur ain't getting that fight, so Shakur needs to stop playing, leave Jay Prince, and just go to PBC and get in that fire and just prove that he is who he say he is. That's it.
He can't leave just Jay Prince. Welcome to Death Row.
Yeah, he ain't leaving no Jay Prince, man.
No, he can't, bro. Keep it 100. We keeping it in real life. He ain't going nowhere like 2 Cents say.
So
It's over with.
do y'all think that Frank Martin ducked Shakur by turning down the fight? Was that a
No,
duck
he
move? I'm just
look.
it's just a
I
question.
made a video about this. I said, first of all, I don't think you can say fighters are ducking if the business don't work out. Like if
But he
you
signed
kind
the
of
fight. He
low,
signed the fight though. The fight was signed.
it wasn't signed though.
I thought it was signed. They had a
Then he
date.
had to. Then he would have had to fight.
Yeah, it wasn't signed.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't signed. But my thing is, if me and you negotiate, if me and Boss Hog negotiating, and then I'm like, and then why people don't think Shakur ducks the fight because he ain't offer him more money.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So that could have went either way, but I don't think he ducked the fight, and I felt like he obviously has a Tank fight if he don't take the Shakur fight.
That's
Obviously,
what
'cause
shows me he
this
didn't
this
duck. He
would have
took
been
him.
his biggest payday. But even if he didn't have a Tank fight and the business didn't work out and he just didn't agree to the fight, that's not a duck.
Okay. Him fighting Tank just shows me he didn't duck because you're fighting a guy that could really turn your lights off. Regardless, if even if he did turn the fight down, let's say he did sign and he dropped and he took the Tank fight, that ain't a duck to me. If that's what did happen.
Nah, he going for the gusto. He going for the
Exactly.
gusto. He getting
Yeah.
paid. He getting recognition. He trying to get to a belt. He going for the gusto. That ain't no duck. I'm going for the gusto too.
Yeah. I think that 2 Cents said it best. When you look at the business, right? When you offer me a flat rate of $1 million, right? And once I pay coaches, sparring partners, and all that, and my nutrition,
Taxes.
all that, taxes, I'm left with nothing. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to another network that's your network, and I'm fighting. And I think they was finna fight in Shakur hometown.
Yeah.
So it's just like everything favorite Shakur. So and that
No, they
caliber,
was gonna fight on a Thursday. They was gonna fight on a Thursday or something like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't get nobody to watch that.
That's what I'm saying. How did they have a date and all that if it wasn't signed? That's why
Yeah,
I
I think
think it
that
was
was it
signed.
for that Formula One thing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
how they had the date already.
yeah. You can as a company, I can have a like PBC has dates already scheduled,
Yeah,
right?
they have
So
tentative dates. Yeah,
yeah, so they
Especially if
have
it's another event going down,
yeah
that's
they
they
can
have
just really throw a date out there.
yeah they have they reserve arenas for certain dates, and then they'll just be like, hey, so and so, you want to fight on this date, y'all can fight whatever. And that's particular have they probably had like a verbal agreement, like, yeah, I agree to fight you, but
I
then
think that's what it was. Yeah,
they had to go into the details of who get what money and this, that, and the third. And then what happened was Frank looking at it, he like, bro, I'm taking the L here. Like, I'm taking the L here. I'm basically coming out with nothing. You know what I mean?
beat
So
Shakur, you only get 300,000. Yeah, that's not too much.
yeah, so when you analyze it, I don't consider that a duck. I think that it was smart for Frank to be like, nah, and especially that caliber of a fight, like that should be like if they fighting on top rank and he on PBC, that should be a co-promotional thing. That should be where they both make revenue. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fight. So I don't think that Frank, should. I don't think that's a duck. You know what I mean? But I would like to see that fight because Shakur, like I said, man, you calling them bees and all that. Like, nah, they got to fight now. You know what I mean? That's and I would favor in that fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. This may be unpopular opinion, but I think Frank can beat Shakur Stevenson. I'm not gonna hold you. I may be the only one that think that way, but I think Frank can get Shakur.
You
And
definitely not the
I
one.
think Frank is athletic enough and skilled enough, but I think the experience gap might be the
Yeah,
difference in that fight.
I think Frank started boxing at 16, right? That sometimes that does show.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to show with Tank. I think he has all the tangibles, but that gap, man. Frank, Tank been boxing since he was like 6'7". It's going to show, especially in them later rounds.
yeah,
In facts. Hey, I'm looking at what my boy Shy Ryder wrote down here, and I agree with you, bro. I didn't say this to K-Po before, man. At this point, Let's get that Super Six, and even if we got to break it down to 4, man, like let's just get the top of the top to fight the top of the top. Like if not, take the belts, man. I'm sick of these boys being able to sit in this political seat these days. Like back in the day, it was nonstop gladiators versus gladiators. These days, we waiting 4 and 5 years in between negotiations. You know, he don't want to do this because of that steroid testing and all. Man, forget that. Like, all right, cool. If he taking steroids, all right, cool. Get him out of here. He cheating. All right, but other than that, let's get it on. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this done. Let's scrap, man.
I
But
not agree.
it wasn't that many weight classes or boxers back then.
Yeah.
And
True.
also, you wasn't just thrown away when you had a loss.
Yeah, that bag different now too, man.
Yeah, that's true with the loss thing and the
But
bag.
I mean, that's what we want to see as fans. Like we look at the MMA, they making them the best fights every next fight. So I respect it. I mean, that's what we want to see as fans. But it ain't going down like that.
So, what do y'all think about people saying that Terrence Crawford deserves a Dura fight? They saying he deserve it, right?
Why? What makes
He
him
might
deserve it?
what you deserve and what you've earned is two completely different things.
Exactly.
And I keep
Exactly.
saying that all the time. Like I feel like YouTube should I deserve to get 5,000 a month from YouTube, but my numbers don't show that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get that. So
I
that's
think it
the
depends
thing.
on.
Like people think boxing is a qualifying sport. Like, oh, if I beat this person, then I should automatically get to fight this person, and it just don't
Nah,
work like
you
that.
gotta earn that shit.
If it was like a 147 fight, yeah, I think it really depends on what Fundora want to do. If Fundora want to go for, it's really up to Fundora. If you want the big money, you fight Earl. If you want the legacy, you fight Bud.
But this the thing though. I
Earl
think
legacy too, though.
yeah, I
Who?
think it's both with Errol. I think Errol is money and legacy. With Bud is
It's
just legacy.
legacy, but
But
Bud #1 now, pound for
but
pound.
I think that people fail to forget that Bud still got all them belts at 147. So
Mm-hmm.
how can he sit there and say he deserves anything? He ain't dropped them belts. So technically, Bud's still a welterweight. Errol told you after the fight, I'm going to 154. That's it. And if you go to his Instagram, it say Errol Spence, 2081, 154 pounds. That's what it say.
Boss,
So
isn't it? But didn't he activate? He activated some mandatory status because he had the belts at one. He wouldn't have been able to activate
Yep,
the mandatory at
yeah,
154 if he didn't have the
yep,
belts.
but
yep,
through the top rank WBO thing, right? Because
Hmm.
top rank, all they fighters got WBO belts. That's the first belt they always get, right?
Yeah, I think PBC got WBC right
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
IBF, one of the two. Yeah.
So the thing is that he went through them to try to activate to guarantee him that fight, but I still don't think that he's deserving of it, in my opinion.
That's
Well, I think a lot of people think like he just because he beat Earl now, all of a sudden he deserves the big paydays and he deserves this and like that's not how it works. Bivol beat Canelo. He didn't become the face of boxing. He didn't. Nothing
At
really
all.
changed for him. That's not
At all.
how it doesn't work like that. So, and then I hear a lot of people saying, "Well, why everybody talking about the business of boxing now and promotional companies and all that?" And the truth is, if you a boxing fan and you don't understand how all that works, you will stay. You will continuously stay in a state of frustration with the sport
Mm-hmm.
because boxing is a business, a sport of business. That's really what it is. The boxing match is just the end product of all of that. But you got
Mm-hmm.
to
right.
understand how all that stuff works, or you will continuously feel like it's unfair, or your favorite fighter getting done wrong, and all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. You got to understand
Mm-hmm.
how it works.
Jay will say, Bud stay working on his craft. He gives back to young fighters coming up. He stays out of trouble, stays committed to the sport. Why hasn't he earned big fights? He ain't earned big fights because Bud is not marketable. He
What he
don't.
just said don't even matter.
Mar-
What are you talking about, man?
Two cents just broke that down. Honestly, that same question. Two
It's so
cents just
crazy.
broke all that down.
I was having a heated argument with one of my boys today. I couldn't even believe he was saying this. He said, "Why is Fundora fighting Earl next? Nobody want to see Earl fight. He's finished." I'm like, "Are you
That's
serious?"
crazy.
I'm like,
That's
bro,
crazy.
you must be a casual. Like, what do you just because he lost, you don't want to see him fight no more? He's like,
That's
he's finished. He's like, I wasn't even checking for Earl next fight. I didn't care who Earl fought next. I'm like, yeah, bro, I can't talk boxing with you, bro.
I mean,
Like,
this may be an unbiased opinion right here, but you got to think about it. Right here, Errol Spence gets a chance to move up. Right here against Fundora, he gets a chance to move up, which he didn't already did. He get a chance to get acclimated to 154. He get a chance to get a belt, and then he get a chance to be in control of something. Like, come on, man. Like, let's think about it right here. I'm gonna be honest. Like all y'all say, if Errol Spence, like Jay say, Jason Williams, like he say, if Errol Spence can come in at least 85% of the old Errol Spence, Fundora, unless he does something spectacular within the next whatever goes on between arrangements and getting this deal done, he's washed. Errol Spence should be washing him.
it's a new style Fedora got to it. Like that little outside game that he ain't even mastered that game yet. So Earl should be able to take advantage of that. A guy that don't really
Exactly.
know his size and reach yet. Yeah. Earl got no excuses in the fight. I'll say that much.
And if everybody talking about somebody deserves something, Earl put in more to work at 47. He cleaned out the division.
And he waited a year to fight Bud and drained himself. Come on now. And he
Man,
gave up a freaking coin toss. When have you ever seen a coin toss in any fight? I've never seen nothing like that in my life. In my life, I've never seen that, bro.
the dude is a real one, man. And a lot of people don't understand that because they haven't been tracking Earl since the beginning of time. Earl has been the same Errol Spence since the beginning of time. From
I think a lot of
amateurs
people
to
just don't
still
like
bud.
Earl. I think they just don't like Earl, who he is, like bravado and all that. I think a lot of people just genuinely don't like him for whatever reason because he's not even a guy that talk that much. So
Well, it's mainly who he got co-signed by. Y'all remember Floyd co-signed that man
Right.
after, you know what I mean, when Keith Thurman wanted to fight Floyd, and Floyd said, "You beat him, you fight me." Right? He
facts.
co-signed him, and then he got Al Heyman. Everybody hate on Al Heyman. Al Heyman, you won't even know if that picture we see on Google is him. We don't know what that man looked like.
At all.
We ain't never heard him talk, nothing. So
And they get hate.
and I'm gonna keep it 1,000. This may rub some people the wrong way. It's because Al Heyman black, he's successful.
That's the
Floyd
truth.
Mayweather black, he's successful. So a lot of time, a lot of people don't like when they see a successful black man. And then PBC is ran so perfectly as an organization. You look at these other promotional companies, there's always drama. You look at the zone, they got this person testing positive for this, so they got to scrap the fights. Golden Boy, same thing. You know what I mean? So it's always something going on. Black Prime or Black Time, whatever it was called, they was doing illegal stuff with the credit cards and all that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like it's a lot of stuff going on, but PBC, they're organized. Hey, if you can't fight, look the Tim Zoo fight, right? Keith Thurman still came out. Hey, Fundora, you want to fill in? Yeah, I do. Bet. Fight still on. It's organized. They
Mm-hmm.
did the same thing with Pacquiao back in there. He was supposed to fight Errol. Errol had to pull out. Hey, Ugas, what's up? You want to fight Pat? Yes, I do. So I think it's more of that. I think it's more of the hatred for Floyd Mayweather because so many people wanted to see him lose for so many years,
Right.
right? And when he puts that stamp of approval on a fighter, they look at that as okay. If he lose, okay, that's a shot at Floyd because this dude lost. This is a fighter that Floyd stamped and he lost.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
But do you think
yeah,
Tank
it
gets the
gets
same
so
hate as
bad.
Earl?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Okay,
Tank
respect.
Tank gets it's a dude in the chat killing Tank right now. Right here. Tank fought nobody at 135. Hello, he fought Rolling Round. Sorry, that's not good enough. See?
Tank honestly has a better resume than Haney before the Loma fight. I don't know what people talking about before the
Yeah,
Loma
You know
fight.
yeah,
what's
that's
crazy?
why I
You
stopped
know what's
arguing with you,
crazy?
man.
They always talk about Tank fighting all these flat-footed Mexicans. Don't Devin got like 20 fights in Mexico?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Exactly.
he had to start off in Mexico. He was too young to go pro in America.
yeah. I'm a
That's
big
what
Devin
I'm
fan,
saying.
but Tank might have arguably more like Mario Barrios. He's a great fighter. Pitbull. Come on now. Like his fights age nicely too, because Ben Barrios beat Ugas at 147.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
True.
Facts.
Come on
True.
now. And
And
Haney
he
wants to
beat
fight
Thurman.
Barrios, but
And
that dude,
Barrios. Oh no, he ain't beat Thurman, but he had
Nah,
a
he
good
ain't beat.
fight against Thurman.
Yeah.
yeah. So come on now. And
Mhm.
Haney's fighting Tank's leftovers. He's fighting Ryan, and then he want to fight. If he fight at 147, it's gonna be a Barrios type dude. You know he ain't fighting Boots. So
Oh, Boots are
uh,
all right. Yeah. Boots are
I'm surprised Devin fighting Ryan. That's a dangerous fight for him for real.
Ryan
it
Garcia.
is.
I was
Low key.
telling people that
Absolutely.
people get
Low
mad
key.
when I say that.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
That's a dangerous fight for
I
Devin.
think
Y'all
Prime
tripping.
Yeah.
Ryan in a different mental right now, man.
But look, I'm gonna be honest. People get so heated when I say Ryan is finna give Devin a run for his money, bro.
You think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Facts.
Yeah.
Listen,
Facts.
Ryan is
That
dangerous
to
to
me, that's
anybody.
kind of it's so funny because it's kind of disrespectful with all Brian going through mentally. Why you think he acting? So you think he gonna give Devin a run for his money with all the
But look,
nonsense going
if
on?
Ryan is crazy enough to lose, then he's crazy enough to win at the same token.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
That
Okay,
we all seen Devin Chin get touched and what he was doing, right? Well, so and Ryan got that explosive power
yeah,
to be able to hurt
Haney,
Devin Haney.
And
So
he Haney
boss.
size,
Can
and
we
he
say
Right.
young.
Yeah.
mhm.
can we say that Devin was honestly though at this point depleting himself to get to 135? You know you're chin weak once you depleting yourself like that.
He
Oh
depleting
yeah.
himself to get to 140.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly, but
Did you see what he
it's a little better.
rehydrated up to in the Regis fight? He was almost
Probably
170.
right.
So I
So
think that I think with Derek James' style of coaching and how he's teaching Ryan, if he stick to the game plan, he could definitely. Because like I say, Ryan be in there doing some crazy. He did that Philly share that fight. I said, this boy tripping. But all I'm saying is, if he stick to the game plan of what Derek James is teaching him, he definitely can make it interesting.
I could see
man,
Devin getting up off the canvas. If it go
Oh,
12, Devin will probably win, but I definitely could see him getting caught by Ryan.
I think Devin get dropped in this fight. I do. I think
really?
he get dropped. I
Oh,
I
think
could see it.
I
I
think
could see
Devin
it.
get dropped.
damn, that's crazy, man.
I
I
think
think
I
he get
think
dropped, but I think he'll like weather the storm and win
So,
by a decision.
does
and,
he
and
get dropped because Ryan is a good fighter, or because y'all don't think Devin is all that? Let's be for
I
real.
mean, it's not neither one of those. It's just the fact that Devin, the mistakes that Devin make, like
I was
he
just gonna
step
say that.
forward when
Yeah.
he jab, he lean over, like all those mistakes he make can get him caught.
I was just
Mm-hmm.
gonna say that. And
Okay.
then if I'm being truthful in real life, if anybody outside of the other normal names we hear, Tank, Shakur, yada yada yada, Tiafimo, I think if anybody outside of those names can do something with Devin and actually put him where he's supposed to be, it'll be Ryan. And I've been saying this for a while now because why? If anybody knows Devin is Ryan, they have fought 6 times. And I know the amateurs is a different animal, but at the same time, if anybody is accustomed to dealing with him, is Ryan.
Yeah, facts.
And you seen how Devin is with that pressure that Loma was putting on him.
He don't deal well with
But
it.
let's Loma had what arguably he has top 5 best footwork. I mean, when I saw him fight Devin, I'm looking at his feet. I'm like, yeah, he giving him that footwork right now.
Yeah,
Ryan don't got that, man. You need to be a special fighter. I think you do have to be a special fighter to beat Devin. It's gonna take a Tank or a To. Even I got him beating To, not so much Tank, but I think it's gonna take a
But
special. I
we
don't think
barely
Ryan
even
can.
seen Devin fight somebody his size.
yeah. He's normally bigger than everybody.
Yeah, that's true too.
Is he bigger than Ryan?
No, Ryan bigger than Devin, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we gonna see this fight. So it's Devin. The thing about it, Devin not gonna get no credit for this fight, which is sad. He's not,
well, I
I don't
mean,
know why. Why wouldn't he
because
get credit?
Ryan acting a
Because
fool. You
Ryan
seen
been
the
talking
videos?
about conspiracy theories on the internet.
No, you ain't seen the videos. You ain't seen the videos of him in the training. Got Derek James looking sick. Like, what is he
Oh yeah,
doing in
yeah,
here?
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you ain't seen the videos of him hitting them mitts though. Ryan look
yeah,
good.
But
yeah. He looking
eyes
sharp.
closing and all that.
I think
Man,
Ryan playing that game well right now, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. He might
I
have
think he
something
is
going
though.
on, but I
I
think he
think he
playing that
is.
game real well.
I think he is too. Now that I think about it, because they ain't call off the fight. So
he wasn't doing them but talking about conspiracy theories on the internet. It wasn't like he was running around the streets naked and nothing like that.
Yeah.
Right. He doing what Ryan do. Like, don't get me wrong right here when I say what I say, but he a Jesus freak. He gonna talk about that regardless whether he fighting or not. He gonna say stuff like that. Conspiracy theories, he gonna say stuff like that. I think he's playing the game real well right now.
That boy Shot Rider say Ryan gonna get his ass demolished. That boy
I think so. I
he
think Devin might
rolling
stop him.
2.0.
But
Definitely not a
we gotta think though, Devin. Who Devin stopped?
He didn't.
Devin ain't
He
stopped
ain't stopped
nobody
nobody
in
yet,
a
but
100+ round.
Yeah,
but
that's
he
that.
did knock down Regis. I never seen Regis knocked
And he
down.
been fighting people smaller than him. Come on, now.
But we all knew. Look, and I told Coach this when I saw Regis fight prior to that.
No, but
I said Devin looked at that and said, "I'm fighting him." Because wow, how you move up to 140 and you ain't go after Tio. Tio was coming off he beat the guy at 140. He beat Josh Taylor, right? So why didn't you move up and go after Tio? Why did you look at all the champions and say, Regis, I want to fight you? The reason why is because he saw Regis struggle against that Dominican who really beat him, right? He struggled against him, and he saw I can outbox him. And that's the reason why he chose Regis.
For the first fight, I agree. I mean, it wouldn't be smart to fight Tio the first fight, but if Devin go and beat Tio in his next fight, I think they fight at the top of the year. So what you saying? He tried to duck? He tried to duck Tio? I don't think he
I don't
ducked.
think
It's
Devin.
not
I
a
don't think
smart.
Devin
It's not a
fighting
smart.
Tio. He don't
It's
even
not a
say
smart.
Tio name.
Nah,
Yeah.
they tried to fight him. Tio dad said, "I want 20 million for the fight." That's what Tio daddy said to Bill. Bill said, "We want to fight." Tio daddy said, "Nah, we want 20 million." That's probably
That's when they both was at 135 though.
no. It
Tio
was
had
recent. It was recent.
Nah,
Tio
that's
was at
old.
140. It was at 140.
yeah,
Tio was at
yeah.
140. He caught his dad after it was after the Josh Taylor win, I think, too. He's like, I want 20 million for the fight.
Man, I don't believe none of that negotiating in public stuff. As soon as they start negotiating in public, I know they not gonna fight. I know it ain't happening.
That's also true too. That's also true too. I think he fight him at the top of the year. I got Devin. I'm gonna say that on record. I got Devin beating Tio, man. Tio too on and off, but he does turn it on when the stakes are high. I'll give him that much. But
look, only reason why I lean toward Devin right now because I still don't understand Tio last match. How you got somebody exiting towards your lead hand and you cannot hit him with your lead hand? That don't make sense to me.
facts. Couldn't cut off the ring for nothing.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw the last fight of Tio, it kind of changed my perspective on that fight between him and Devin.
It did for a lot of people,
Tio need
boss.
a new trainer. They said he had a different trainer for that Loma fight,
Probably did.
and I was like,
Well, he
that
need
make
to
a
go
lot of
back to
sense
him.
But he
because he
looked
looked
good
good
against
in that
Josh
Loma
Taylor,
fight.
though. That Josh Taylor, he looked prolific in that fight.
Facts.
So it's hard. Like one fight he's on, he just be on and off depending on the competition. He kind of like Tyson Fury in a sense.
Yeah.
Like
That's a good
against
point. That's a
Ortiz,
good
man.
point.
I don't get it. I'm not understanding that. Like I see what people talking about, but what are you gonna do with somebody who can exit towards your lead hand and still have the mindset to respond while exiting?
Facts. And Devin not running like that last dude did. I know that for a fact.
Right. So and as much as I like Tio, that last fight just put a bad vision in my head, bro. I'm not understanding.
Tio not focused.
Tio.
That good performance, bad performance. When you see that from an athlete, that's all mental.
It's
Right.
definitely a mental with T.O. So tell me if Devin beat Ryan, knock him out, and then he beat T.O., where are y'all putting Devin on y'all pound for pound list?
I mean, at that point, man, he's
Top
I
five.
ain't gonna
He
put him at
top
the
five.
top, but he's fighting so-called the four kings. He's fought two of the four. He's fought half of the four kings. You feel me?
Yeah, he top 5.
I put him at 5. Probably put him at 5 after that.
Yeah.
I need to see him fight. Who else is at 140? Matias.
Yeah. I said that. Matias is the one for me.
That might be that last fight.
I think that's the fight that's gonna get him. Because Matias, you gotta be able to hurt that man.
You gotta put something on him.
You
He could outbox him.
Yeah, he can, but you gotta be able to hurt that man. And Devin gonna have to move for 12 rounds on that man. If Matias get him cornered at any point, he might catch another body. That's
I
all
would tell
I'm
y'all right now, in real life, bro.
saying.
If he don't have enough in them hands to stop Matias from coming for, just like Pitbull. If you don't make them boys feel something, bro, pause, no diddying. If you don't make them feel something, bro, they is gonna come and they is gonna slaughter you. They gonna end it. Devin better come with some power. That's the only thing. You can dance all you want, but like Capo said, if you get him in one of them corners, hey, night.
But
Night night.
Devin is very good defensively, though. I got to give him his credit on
Yeah,
that.
he's responsible. He's responsible.
So, like I say, he got to be able to. He got to be able to,
He's
corner
gonna.
Devin and disguise his work. You know what I mean? If he becomes predictable, Devin could outclass him. He could just pick him
Mm-hmm.
up all night.
Right.
You know.
What about Russell?
Mm,
Antoine?
mm.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
I
I
don't think
forgot
Devin
about
fights
him
him
too.
unless he got a belt.
Ain't he somebody mandatory right now?
I think he got a fight coming up. I heard. I don't know against who.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a good question. I don't know.
What's up, Dub?
Hey, salute to the family, man. Much love and respect.
What's
What's up?
going
What up?
on,
What up?
Dub?
Hey, shout out to everybody on the panel, man. Tucson, I see you, man. Hey, man. Listen, I think we're missing something about Devin Haney, man. And anybody who know me know I'm a staunch Devin Haney fan. I'm a fan. And I'll tell you why though. The
You're
reason
a
I'm a
club
fan.
member.
Hey, say it again.
You're the part of the Hanos crew.
Nah, nah. Two since you done been around me too long. I'm still gonna be honest about the brother. I'm gonna be honest about him. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, this is the thing, Devin. One thing we gotta understand is that the man, and regardless of who you are, talent is given. God gives talent, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it takes you to work on your craft. The most disciplined individual is usually going to be the best individual at that. That's whether it's a sport, uh, uh, um, regardless, that is usually going to be the most disciplined individual. And the discipline of Devin is second to none. You know what I mean? He learned it from Floyd, and we always look at fighters and we say, "Hey, some of these dudes got the goods to be the greatest fighter we can see, but they not disciplined enough, right?"
Facts.
Devin, I ain't even all you. Devin, I don't think he's as talented as Ryan is. The problem is the man is way more disciplined. Same thing
Mm-hmm.
with Tank. I don't think he's as talented. He ain't got the power that Tank does. I do think that he has power that people, especially with the shoulder injury that he had early in his career. But I think that the discipline that he has is what overtakes Tank. Hence the reason I got him beating Tank. Uh, all this stuff about Devin and these other guys, especially Ryan Garcia. Devin gonna put on a show against Ryan Garcia. He stops Ryan Garcia. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think he
And
stopped.
when he
Mm.
stop him, people gonna. I already put my money on it. I already done put my money out there.
What's
So
the odds on that? What's the odds on that?
no. I don't bet Vegas wise like that. I like to bet individuals, niggas who talk shit.
Probably
That's what I
plus
like to bet.
1100 or some shit.
It ain't the smartest bet, and I have lost those bets. I will tell you. I done bet stoppages.
I
I
bet
bet.
Devin to stop Regis. He ain't do it. God
Hold
dang
on,
it.
hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Look, no. This is a true story. I bet. Oh man, what's the brother who fought Tio and beat Tio? In my opinion, man, I can't call his name right now. God
How
damn.
long?
Yeah, how
Say it
long?
again. No,
How
no,
long
it was
ago?
recent. Tio last fight.
Jermaine Ortiz?
Ortiz?
Yeah.
Ortiz. I put money on Jermaine Ortiz. The reason being is because I said, man, Jermaine Ortiz do everything that Tio hate. He can fight off the back foot. He got the jab on him. Tio like for individuals to be first against him. And if you ain't first and Tio can counterpunch, you're gonna struggle or Tio gonna struggle in the fight, which is what we saw. I put money and like I said, I don't bet with Vegas, I bet with motherfuckers. I like to bet y'all niggas who I like to bet them. And I lost that bet because they gave the fight to T.O. I ain't got no problem with it. I lost $100 bet, but at the same time, everybody who watched that fight will tell me Jermaine Ortiz won that fight.
The only reason why I wouldn't give it to him is because he wasn't actually making
Yeah,
T.O.
he was
pay.
doing too much running.
Yeah, he wasn't making him pay. He was doing everything right. Don't get me wrong. And then, like I said earlier, the fact that he was exiting on T.O.'s lead hand side was I was baffled in that. But he wasn't making them pay enough. Like if you can exit on somebody's lead hand side and they're not responding, they're not catching you, they're not cutting you off, you're supposed to make him pay.
Dub, I'll say this too.
All I'm asking you is who did you score the fight for?
Honestly, I scored that a draw.
I'll take a draw. I'll take
I
a
scored
draw.
that.
And mind you, I took the underfighter. I took the underfighter.
Yeah, which is good though because nobody thought Ortiz even had a game plan to even be in there with T.O. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely thought he did. I definitely thought he did. And but that let's move forward. Back to the topic at hand. Go ahead. I apologize. I done changed the whole
Nah, you
subject.
good? You
Nah,
good?
Hey, Retro Gang, what's up, man?
Hey,
Shout out to
what's
Ray.
up? What's up, everybody? I just wanted to drop, my 10 cent before I leave. But I'm watching the live stream. Y'all talking some facts. I just wanted to say, what's with the Bud fans, man? They acted like Earl died or something, bro. Me and my brother, we love boxing. And we was talking about it. We was like, bro, why everybody acting like Earl got killed? Like Earl not alive no more, or Earl can't box no more,
Hey,
or Bud destroyed him.
I
let
got
me tell
smoke.
you why.
I got
Boss
smoke.
always say it
I ain't
best.
gonna
They
hold
be
you.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Dub.
I was
I was
just
just
gonna
gonna
say.
say, Boss be saying it best. They be the Bud fans, not all of them. You got some that got their shit together, but a lot of them, they've been in that classroom with 2 teachers and 3 students. You know what I'm saying? They just
Nah,
they not
I
all the
know.
way screwed tight up there. I learned that today when a Bud fan told me we don't want to watch Earl no more. He's finished. I'm like, what you talking about, bruh?
No.
That's
After
crazy.
one loss, you don't want to watch a fighter? Like that's how I knew he was a casual fan right there.
I'm having with boxing. And another thing too, this Fandora fight, I'm happy that Earl got a fight, man. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, he, you know how he lived by the sword, died by the sword. He don't want no tune-ups. Let him fight Fandora. Let us see where his head at. Let's see if he, Earl could box. If Earl still wanted, like, can we see that? These people don't even want to see that. I'm like, man, there's some hating shit going on, bro. It's
That's
all about
real
Bud.
fans, my dog.
Hey,
All
let me
about
ask
Bud,
y'all
bro.
a question. Did y'all notice since Earl got some new teeth, he ain't talking funny no more?
Yeah. Yeah, he ain't talking funny though, bro.
Nah, he
He
not.
talking straight. He talking straight.
And another thing I wanted to say too, everybody and their mama wanted Tim Zoo to win, and Tim Zoo lost last night. So I think the Buff fans, what they wanted was Tim Zoo to win, Tim Zoo
So
go
Bud can
fight Bud.
fight. Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I already know what the play was, but
If
hey,
you
Finn,
ever noticed, you never heard Bud say, I want the winner. He kept saying he wanted to fight Tim Zoo.
and he
Yep.
never said he
Exactly.
wanted to fight Pandora
Exactly.
until,
But a choosy fighter, bro. He is a choosy fighter, bro.
man, that man know how to pick and choose his fights. Me and my brother was
Yeah.
talking about it, like, Earl destroyed his body, find all the killers at 147, while Bud was, finding the little light touch ups. He didn't get no wear and tear. And then when time to fight Earl, bro, he get Victor Conti. Man, this shit is crazy out here, bro. People think people stupid or people just don't see nothing. I don't know, man. Boxing is about princesses nowadays, bro. Nobody want to fight each other. Everybody want to be on Instagram. Man, you could watch a good fight outside more than you can watch a boxing match because all this politicking, talking, and favoritism. I just wanted to fight. When Earl fought Bud, I was happy because I was like, man, 2 black men came together. They made the fight. You know how it is. They don't want us to fight each other until we're fucking raisins and we old. And then what happens is the fight looking all bad. And everybody like, man, we should just had this fight 4 years ago. We got the fight.
Exactly, bro.
People still
Facts.
complaining. Bud won. And what's funny, how Bud win and people acting like Bud lost. Something not right. This I don't get it. I don't get it no more, bro. I don't know what to say no more. Y'all saying Bud is the best. He beat Earl, but why y'all keep Earl in y'all mouth then?
That
I'm
don't
Never
make
just
gonna be
saying,
happy,
that
bro.
don't
That's
make no
Bud,
facts.
sense,
Bud
man.
fans will never be happy, bro.
bro. I
Hold on, wait a minute. And this is one thing I got to argue with. I apologize. You know, I love to argue. So, hey, I picked EJ to beat Bud. Bud put hands on that man.
He
Ain't
did,
no
bro.
way. Ain't no way EJ deserves a fight over any fight that Bud won't. Respectfully, any fight that
Wa-
Bud won't.
Hold
But
on.
EJ,
Dub, but
and
Dub,
this, hold on. Let me
Hold on,
finish.
hold on, hold on.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me
Okay.
finish. And the biggest problem is the fight that I want to see the most is EJ and Bud at 54, and EJ turned the fight down.
no, he
He turned it
didn't.
Nah,
down.
nah,
Wait a
you
minute,
gotta stay tuned. You gotta stay tuned. It ain't
my
turned down. It ain't turned down at all.
hold on,
They got something bigger and better.
wait a minute, wait a minute. So you telling me that even though we heard that EJ and mind you, once again, I want to be clear on this. I rock with EJ more than I rock with Bud. I pick EJ to beat Bud, but at the same time, I watched EJ with he activated his rematch clause. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
And he activated it when he activated it. Is he making the fight happen?
Boom.
No.
When he activated it though, Bud initially said we gonna keep it at 147. When did Bud
Right.
say it was
Wait a
gonna
minute.
happen at
Wait a
154?
minute.
Hold on. That was hold on. That was never confirmed. It was gonna be at 154. Bud, nobody in this camp ever said we was
And it
gonna
was
fight at
never and it
154.
was never confirmed. It was never confirmed that it was going to be at 47 either. None of that was confirmed, and the reason being is because
So then how can we say he ducked it?
and the reason being is because EJ he didn't accept the rematch. That's why it didn't
But we
happen.
don't know why though.
I
But
think I
look,
know
look.
why.
You
He
didn't see the
activated the
Stephen
rematch clause.
Espinoza. Listen. Stephen Espinoza basically was saying that it expired. He didn't even really say it expired. This is what I think is going on. First, the Bud Buddies was like, nobody want to see the rematch. Don't nobody want to see that. Earl
I
got
done
to
heard
fight
that
somebody
endless.
else before somebody. Okay, cool. So now that Earl fighting somebody else, everybody like, oh, Earl need to take the rematch. He's like, hold on, y'all got to make up your mind. And so
Who is
what I
Earl
think is
fighting?
going, so
Who
what
is
I think,
fighting?
wait. So what I think is going on is they're rebuilding the rematch. They're
Exactly.
That's
And you
rebuilding it
gotta
perfectly
right
stay
fine.
now.
That's
tuned.
perfectly fine.
You gotta stay tuned.
Yep.
They're rebuilding the rematch. You really think Earl Spence don't want the rematch? Come on,
Yeah, come on
for
now.
real. That's not even in his character. But I think they're
Then why
rebuilding the
is
rematch,
if
and
it's
it'll
not in this character, Two Cent, and you know I got love for you. If it's not in this character, why accept the rematch, right? And then move forward and say, "Well, I'm going to have why accept it?" And if Bud got excuses, let me know what they are. I ain't seen
because
Bud make no
because
excuses
Bud
the
was
way that
trying to
EJ done made the excuses.
renegotiate. Bud was trying to renegotiate the rematch at 54, and they was like, "Fuck it, then let's just let it expire. We'll rebuild it and then do it again."
But y'all just said that he was trying to make it at 47.
Earl was
That was
about
what
to
was
fight
jokes
him
were.
at 47 though.
You know
That's
Bud negotiation tactics, man. Like let's stop acting like Bud this straight up dude. Like
Y'all
Bud,
gotta
Bud
stop. No, yeah, there's a hateful Bud, and I say this
It's
respectfully.
no hate.
Hold
It's
on,
no
Hey,
hate.
all
hey,
right, that's fine.
Bud
Y'all can
shows
say
us.
it's no hate for him, but I'm gonna tell y'all, as an individual who picked EJ to beat Bud ass in the fight, and when I got the fight, I got to a point where I said fuck everybody who had anything to do with the fight. When I got the fight, I saw who won the fight, and so now all of a sudden, I'm gonna just be honest. It seemed like fans of EJ, respectfully, I say it respectfully, but it seemed like y'all gonna make any excuse for the man. And I'm not here to make excuses for no fighter. I'm not here for that. I'm talking about what's going down in the ring. And if how can EJ go fight and be looking to pick fighters off from Bud as far as Bud said he want to fight the winner of Fundora Thurman or Fundora Timzu, whoever. Excuse me,
All I heard
Tim
was Tim Zoo. I
Thurman.
just heard Tim Zoo. I didn't hear
Okay,
about the
cool.
winner.
Even Timzu, fine. I ain't got no problem with it. No problem whatsoever. I thought Timzu was going to win the fight. I was wrong, absolutely wrong about. And shout out to Sebastian Fundora. He put on a hell of a performance. I thought it should have been a no contest because of the elbow and
I agree.
I thought it should have been a no contest. But
That's
at
the
the
only
same
point.
time, I had no problem. Hey, if you want to keep fighting, because we done see individual get cut. Shout out to Arthur Beterbiev when he was fighting Donnie Stevens. We done seen individual get cut and them come out and be
Yeah.
a different fighter than what we've seen. So maybe that's what the corner expected from Tim Tszyu. And I got to give Fundora credit because he used the jab better than he's ever used the jab in his career.
Yeah, I had to give him his flowers.
I got to give him credit. And
Oh,
so at the end of the day, all I'm saying is when at this current moment in time, ain't no way Errol Spence should be saying he want to fight any one of those dudes. He should be saying he want to fight Bud Crawford at 54. That's what
How
I'm
you
looking
know
for from
Bud
these
want to
guys.
fight him though?
But I don't think Bud really want to
Yeah,
fight Earl right now.
Bud team been saying
Y'all
they
have
don't
no
want Earl
proof
to
of
fight,
this.
man.
Y'all,
Bud
hold
kept
on,
saying
wait a
he didn't
minute.
want to fight.
Hey,
This is crazy. Y'all have
Bud
no
kept
proof of this though.
Bud. You didn't hear him keep saying he didn't want to fight. He was like, "I'm gonna race the rematch at 47 because I don't really want to fight." He said him and his team said that himself.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
heard
they
him.
said.
Steven Stone
Bernie
Cold.
been saying ain't no point in the fight, none of that. I know
Steven,
Bernie ain't on the management team, but he been saying that though.
yeah,
uh,
Steven Stone Cold Nelson, who's Bud's best friend, said those exact words. We do not want the fight with Errol Spence. You know, we hope that he declines the offer because we want to move forward with Bud's career. That's what that's what was said. So,
okay.
you know, he's the person that said that. So, and he Bud best friend. So, where do you think he got it from? If I'm speaking about something on behalf of my best friend, don't you think they didn't talked about that? They didn't. They had. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. Dub. He didn't have to talk to Bud about it. They didn't talk about that. And they sat there and said, "Hey, look, I really don't want to fight. So we gonna offer Errol to fight at 147, and we hope he don't take it.
Facts.
We hope he don't take it because we already beat him. We it wasn't even competitive. Why I need to fight him again? That's what Bud. That's how Bud was looking at it.
I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard it, but I could. Hey,
He tweeted it out. He
Dub, I
said it
also
in
say this.
interviews. Everything.
Yeah,
I
he
got.
did. He did.
Dub, I also say this. Even when Bud said that he wanted to fight the winner, and I think he was probably playing with the rematch and probably not being 100, letting Earl know if it was going to be at 147. Probably still on the fence about it. I think Earl's trying to show him who really still the A side, who really still the big dog, just like Tank did with Devin when he took that what's that dude name fight, that dude from the UK, when Devin dad wanted to fight him.
Conor Ben.
Connor Ben is just another big dog move. Earl showing Bud, even though I can still take whatever fight you want on the table. It's still a play. It's still a politics.
That's not a big dog move. That's
It's a
a
big dog move.
pathetic move.
It's a big
Hey,
dog move.
hold on.
It's a
Why am I
win. It's a
trying to?
win.
Why am I trying to stick quote unquote? Why am I trying to say, all right, hey, nah, you can't fight him because I'll fight him before you will,
Yeah.
and
But
then
y'all
don't
acting
go
like
fight him.
this is Earl doing this. This is the suit.
And yeah, another
Now,
thing.
but
And
Earl
that's the
tweeted. Earl tweeted he wanted to fight
hold on,
Max.
real quick. And what 2 Cent just said is everything I agree with. It's not EJ, it's the suits. It's individuals who are looking to put themselves in position to make the biggest fights, to shut down fights that's gonna happen. And I disagree with it completely. The reason being is because
But
I
it's
ain't got
Bud's fault,
Why you saying it's
Dub.
the Bud is on
What?
boss?
But
It's
why
Oh
listen,
Bud
yeah,
didn't say he
that's what
wanted
no,
I'm
the
trying
winner
to.
though?
listen.
Bud
Bud
specifically wanted
insists on
Tank.
being a
hold
free
on,
agent.
no.
All he got to do is
But
sign with PBC and he'll get the fight.
hold on,
And the reason why Bud
we
don't
heard
want to
it
sign
was
with
a
PBC,
when Bud signed for the EJ fight. We heard it was a 3-fight deal. Am I lying
It
about
was
that?
a 2-fight deal.
Bud could get
Yeah.
out the contract. We seen
What three?
Canelo
Hold on,
do it.
pause. 3-fight deal.
It was a 2-fight. It was a fight and a rematch. It
Yeah,
was a
no, there was no
2-fight
other fight
deal.
on the table.
There was no
Yeah,
other
it's
fight.
true.
And then when they came to the table and offered Crawford a contract,
And the
he
2 fights
turned
didn't
it
I think it was
happen.
down.
Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo on the
But
offer they gave him.
the 2 fights didn't happen.
The
That's the first
contract
thing.
expired. It expired.
No. Well, only because EJ let it expire.
Only
Why you
because
keep
Bud
saying
didn't
that?
Nope.
want the fight.
Oh
Yeah,
Bud
my
Bud
don't
didn't
God!
want
want
the
the
All right,
fight.
fight.
all right. What?
That's what the real problem is. He don't want
This
to
is
sign
crazy.
I
because he
thought
Bro,
don't
Bud
want
wanted
to.
that. Bud
Dub,
wanted that fight at
Dub,
147.
So the argument is right now is
Dub,
that go
Dub.
ahead.
Bud
My bad.
say
Why,
that.
I'm out of
Dub,
order. I'm out of order.
why do you think that Terrence Crawford was mentioning Tim Zoo way before the contract was even expired? He wasn't even really talking about Errol Spence.
at
The
all.
reason I,
When they asked him about Errol Spence, right? He was like, I don't know what's going on with that fight. But then he'll bring up Tim Zoo, right? He'll bring up Canelo. He would if he wanted that fight, that would be the only person he would be talking about. He was talking about Canelo. He was talking about Tim Zoo.
Everybody but Earl.
So
Yeah.
hold on. So your argument, hold on. Your argument is that even though it was even and we would first off, would we agree that EJ activated the rematch clause? Will we agree on that?
He did.
Yes, he
He
did.
did.
Okay. So we agree on that piece. So now your argument is even though EJ activated the rematch clause and didn't go through with it, didn't force the rematch, we're gonna blame Bud. That's your argument.
First of all, Espinoza said nobody is to blame.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
But
Answer
the
the
point,
question.
but wait,
Before
I'm
you
about
move,
to
What's the
answer
question,
it.
Doug?
I'm about to answer
before you
you.
move, y'all ain't answering nothing.
No,
Go ahead.
no.
I'm
What's
about
the
to
question?
answer
What's the
you.
question? I got to. What's the question?
I just answered it. The contracts. It's all about the contracts. If Bud want to get out his contract and null and void it, he could do it. That's why
It wasn't up to Bud.
Doug,
I don't
if
think
he
it
wanted
was
Bud
to,
got a
not the
problem with that
listen,
Bud.
Doug,
You
let me
gotta
answer
think
Y'all,
you.
about it.
hold on.
Because
Can
Bud
somebody
wants to
answer this
sign
question?
no,
Doug, let
he
me
said he
answer.
wants to get the contract with Earl and he bounced. That's what Bud is
Doug, let me
doing.
answer your question. This
So
is
Talk
real
again,
simple.
like we
hold on.
ain't seen
Doug,
Bud
it's
move
real
crazy.
Bud is
simple.
the one. So Bud is the one who bounced out the contract. Is what you're saying?
Listen,
No, he did not.
Doug,
I'm
No,
saying
that
Bud
it's
bounced out
real
of
simple.
PBC.
If
So
Terrence
because
really wanted the rematch, the surgery wouldn't matter. He would just wait and then do the rematch.
as you
None
can
of
see, he
that
still
would
ain't fought.
matter if he really wanted the rematch. None of it would matter. The eye surgery, the this, to that, none of that would have mattered. He would just wait and then fight the fight.
at what point does Errol Spence deserve criticism for not making this fight happen? At what point?
What do you mean?
Terrence the one that didn't want to wait. What do you want Earl to do?
No, no,
Put a
no.
gun to
I
his
don't
head
agree
and
with
He's
make him
that.
fight
waited
another
a
I
fight?
don't.
year. Who
Bud
wants to
career,
wait a year to
Bud,
fight? Who wants to
Bud
wait a
career
year?
shouldn't be on hold for Earl.
The
I'll say
same
that.
way Earl waited a year to fight him. What you talking about?
Too
No,
long don't make it right
my
though.
God, this is my God. Okay,
This is what she's saying, bro. Errol
break
had
it down for me.
Errol had an injury, right? Okay. Terrence could have waited and said, "Hey, look, I'll wait for you to heal up, and then we can fight. We can get this fight out the way, right?" But basically, I already had that energy of I'm not waiting for you, right?
Why should he?
That
Yeah, he shouldn't wait.
I agree with you. He shouldn't wait. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we're not pointing blame at anybody. We just sitting here saying that the contract expired, right? And
But
based off,
who let the contract expire?
Wait. I got the real question right here. If he didn't want to wait for Earl a year, how long has it been since this fight anyway? What landmark are we at?
It's 8 months.
So what's the point of waiting 4 more months? I mean, he still doesn't have a fight.
But this is the problem, and I'm not mad at what you're saying. My problem comes here. First off, it's two pieces to it. First off, and I feel like I'm arguing against EJ, and I love EJ. I don't anyways. I don't even anyway. So when the initial contract renegotiation should have happened, whatever, um, it should have been in December. Well, now EJ waits until January, February to have an eye surgery,
Yeah, we didn't
and
even.
now you want to push it back even further. All I'm saying is that, from my perspective, from me looking at this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. It seemed like EJ and his side, they the individual who don't want to fight. It seemed like it's them, not Bud. That's all
Look,
I'm saying.
from what you just said, I get what you're saying. I think I was kind of questioning it too. But at the same time, the fact that Bud ain't mentioning his name, I can do what I want at this point. Bud ain't mentioning me. He ain't trying to fight me. He barking about everybody else but me. So why not? I'm gonna come out and say what I gotta say then.
Doug, I'm gonna ask you this straight up. Who has Bud been publicly saying he gonna fight the last couple of months? Publicly.
Publicly, he been talking about individual at 54. He been talking about Tim Zoo. He been more or less Tim Zoo. I ain't gonna hold.
Canelo.
and
Canelo as
Canelo.
well. Agree with the Canelo. Agree.
All I'm saying is,
I didn't expect the Canelo fight to happen, but go ahead. My apologies.
all I'm saying is, if you have the desire to fight somebody, right, you would. That should be your primary focus, which is Errol Spence. He feels like I don't need to fight Errol Spence. He don't care to make that fight. He don't
Never
really
has.
care. He don't care, bro. He do, That's what we're saying. He don't care. He don't feel
No,
like
I
he need.
disagree. I disagree. And the
He
only
don't feel.
reason, all right, now let me ask you this. You asked me
Okay.
that. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Whose responsibility was it to make the rematch? Bud or EJ?
Yeah, Errol activated his
I
rematch clause.
And when he activated the rematch clause, did he not let the contract expire? Yes or no?
They both let it expire.
No, they both didn't. They both didn't because only one person was holding up the fight.
Okay, so Errol did his part in the
Errol
contract.
didn't do his part. Errol
Listen to me.
didn't do his part.
He
Hold on,
reactivated. He
hold
reactivated.
on.
But then
Errol
he
did.
went and got. But then
Errol,
he went and got surgery. He went and
okay.
got surgery
He did
during.
get go to surgery, but Errol activated the rematch clause. Bud is the champion. If Bud won, if it takes two people to dance, okay. So if
But
Errol
then
activated, listen to me.
the next question gonna be when you bring up Bud being the champion. EJ didn't want to fight at 47. He wanted at 54, right?
100%.
So the champion has nothing to do with it. And this is my problem with everything that we're talking about is that respect. I say this respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
I'll
You
rock
are,
with EJ.
man.
I rock with I rock with EJ, but I rock with Bud too. I do rock with Bud.
Yeah.
Devin Haney is my favorite fighter, and anybody who want to discuss that, we can have that out later. But at the same time, when I just take a step back and look at it unbiasedly, I gotta point the finger at EJ and say it don't look like you wanted this fight, bro. It doesn't. That's
So
what I'm
if
saying.
if Bud wanted to fight at 147, EJ didn't want to fight.
How are we back at 147 when we just all agreed we
Because
and
that's
see,
what
Hold on,
Bud kept saying
we
he
agreed
wanted the
that Bud
rematch.
wanted it at 154.
Bud
yes,
only wanted to fight Errol Spence at 147.
That's
That's
it. What are
all.
you saying?
what
That's
have
all.
we seen? What
And Errol wants Errol.
hold on. So Bud only wanted EJ at 150 at 147. That's what y'all saying,
Yeah,
right?
bro. Let
Yes.
me dub. Bud
Present
only
the
wants to do it
information.
if it makes sense.
Present the information. And if
We
that's the
just
case,
told you.
no, hold on. No, I need to see the article. I need to see the information. You could tell me whatever. I need to see the information, and then if that is the case, I will change my opinion. I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem with changing my opinion. All I'm saying is I haven't seen the information saying that. Matter of fact, what I've seen
Bro,
is
they
that.
literally said this, and I thought to myself, why would you say that out loud? Why would you say we're gonna try to make the rematch at 47 because we don't really want it? Why would you
Yeah,
say
Where
that
they
out
wouldn't
loud?
say that out loud. So when it
where is
doesn't
that at?
happen, you can say Earl ducked.
Where is that at?
facts.
He said it in the interview. If I could go back and find the interview, I'll send you the link so you can watch it.
Tucson, I'll put my information in the background. You know, I ain't got no disrespect towards you. You know, I got love for you. So, hey, if you
And I
got
try
it,
to find that
send it
tweet.
to me. Send it
I
to
look at
me.
my archives and find that tweet.
What was it? And see, that be my problem right there. I ain't on Twitter or X or whatever it is. I ain't on there, so I don't catch some of that information. So if it was said and I'm wrong, I ain't got no problem being wrong. I'm just saying.
I don't know if it was said publicly, but I know Bud not the type of dude to air that out. He let it play out how it play out,
It
so the
was.
fans
It
can then
was.
say.
It wasn't Bud. It was
I know
Steven
Bernie
Stone
said it
Cold.
too. Bernie the
It
boxer
was
said it too.
Steven Stone Cold Nelson, which is Bud Crawford's best friend. He posted it on
Ah,
his Twitter.
Bernie the boxer been saying it too.
He said we don't want to fight Errol Spence at
He
154.
he don't
The
got
only
nothing at
way we
154
fighting him is 147
I
pounds.
ain't
for
gonna
the
hold you.
belts.
I ain't gonna hold you. Steve, Stone Cold means nothing to me. Respectfully, if it's his best friend, if it ain't a part of his team, Steven. Oh, I mean, it don't mean too much.
He
That's
is
just
part
my
of his
opinion.
team.
He part of the
But
team.
see
Eh,
because the issue was Bud was trying to renegotiate the contract to fight at 54. So he was trying to use that as leverage to get a bigger payday.
Why
But
shouldn't he? He
what's the
beat the
point?
shit out of EJ at 47.
Because
And
the
now
contract had
So why
already
fight
been
him at 154?
negotiated.
Think about it. Why would Bud
this
want to
is
fight Earl at
amazing.
154? For what point? For what reason?
That gives Bud Errol an advantage.
That's my point. I'm saying for why would Bud want to do it?
Yeah.
There's no
Bud,
reason for Bud to want that
Bud
fight.
out of Bud's mouth, he said that it's hard for him to make 47. He said that.
he's saying that, but he still got the belts at 147 pounds. He
He
still
doesn't
got
know
all
he
the
don't have
belts.
the belts at 47 no more.
He does.
Yes, he
That's how
do.
he activated his mandatory for the 154.
He got two of them. I agree. He got two of them. He didn't drop the other two.
No, he got
he
three
had to
belts.
drop the other one. Boots made him drop it.
He dropped the IBF and he dropped the WBC. That's a fact.
Courtesy of Boots.
And okay, fine. If you want to say, I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't got no problem with you saying that. And you know, I rock with Boots. So I ain't got no problem with you saying he dropped the IBF for Boots.
No,
he also dropped the WBC because
he still got it.
No, he doesn't. Because what's his name? What's the brother name? Oh man, who Tank fought at 40? Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Mario Barrios.
Mario Barrios is in line to fight for the vacant championship for the WBC. That's a fact.
I think
who's he? Hold on, who's he fighting at 147?
I think it's
we don't know who he fighting yet. We don't know who he fighting yet.
I think it's an interim belt because
I don't think he's fighting for that.
I don't think
he had to drop the belt. Bud dropped two belts.
For sure.
Bud dropped two belts. He was stripped of two belts at 47, two of them, the WBC and the IBF.
I heard Bernie, they going off on Boots for forcing him to drop the belts. I know that much. They've been
all
going
right, y'all. I'm
off
about to
on
hop
Boots for
off
that.
here. I'm gonna holler at y'all next time.
All right, 2 Cent.
Hey, 2 Cent. Shout out to 2 Cent, man. That's
all right. Peace
shout
out.
out to the queen.
Man, Bud been saying this whole time, even before the Earl fight, I don't need to fight Earl. I'm past the Earl fight. I'm telling you, if he already beat the shit out of Bud, he gonna run with that win, bro. Like if Earl don't got nothing to offer at 154, he wasn't gonna fight no Earl at 154. For what?
But no, well, this is the thing, and when you say for what, and this is the one thing, money. Bud right now, Bud is looking for money fights. Respectfully, hey, I ain't got no problem
then why
with
he ain't
Bud.
calling out for Earl right now, publicly?
That's who he should be.
But he's not doing it. He's calling out Tim
the reason he's not doing the reason he's not doing it is because EJ that already the fight could have been made already, and EJ and his team said they didn't want the fight.
So you don't think Bud the type dude Bud to come out and say, yeah, Earl ducked me, he don't want to fight? No, who Bud
So right now you telling me if once again going back into EJ the rematch clause, all that, you telling me that Bud is the one ducking right now? That's what you telling me.
I wouldn't call it a
Bud
duck.
just beat the crap out of him. He ain't ducking no.
Why is he ducking? Who said Bud is ducking?
He's not ducking. He just don't see the point of fighting Earl at 154.
He just don't want to fight him.
No, Earl is the one who don't want to fight. That's the problem.
So Earl gonna fight him. Earl gonna fight him, bro.
No, he's not. No, Earl don't want to fight, bro. He don't want.
If you think
matter of fact, it ain't Earl. It's not Earl. Earl will fight anybody. It's not Earl. Earl team. They didn't want to fight from the beginning, and they don't want it now. That's what I'm saying.
They didn't want to fight in the beginning because Errol Spence was giving too much of his leverage up to Terrence Crawford. That's why they didn't want to fight. Right. They didn't want to fight because it was bad business.
Coin flip.
That's why they didn't want to fight. Because Floyd Mayweather ain't doing no coin flip with nobody. Canelo ain't. If you don't do what they ask you to do, you not getting no fight. So, but Errol say bump all that. I'm still gonna fight him, and I'm gonna give him what he wants.
And I got respect for Earl for doing that. I love Errol Spence made the fight.
You see what I'm saying? So
and Crawford
that's
ain't
why
making this
they didn't
fight.
want the fight.
Crawford ain't making this fight.
Now this particular fight between them, Bud don't see the point of fighting him, not because he's ducking him. His mind says, "I already beat you. I beat you up. So I don't need to fight you no more." It wasn't competitive.
Bro, the same people who didn't want to fight from the beginning don't want to fight now. because they need to make sure they only got a handful of pay-per-view stars. Earl Spence is one of them,
I don't
and
feel.
they need to make sure that they no,
I,
hell no, hell no.
I don't think
honestly,
they don't want to fight with Errol because of that. They don't want to fight as
Because
far
Errol won't lose.
if that's
Dub, I
the
think
case.
this.
No, they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight because of the fact that it's bad business on Bud part. Look what Bud doing. Bud had an opportunity to re-sign a partnership deal with PBC, and
Didn't do it.
he chose not to, right? So it's bad business decisions that he's making, right? So they looking at why should we aid you and help you and give you these fights that you want, and you're not even willing to work with us, right? We made an offer to you. We respect you as a fighter. We look at you as the face of boxing or whatever. You pound for pound number one, not on my list, but on other people's list. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
pound for pound number one on your list?
Hey, we staying on topic, brother. We can't get
My
off
bad, my bad.
topic.
We'll get there. We'll get there in a second. We'll get there in a second. My bad, brother. My
So
bad.
all I'm saying is it's a business thing. It's all results back to business. It ain't got nothing to do with they looking out for Errol because Errol got whooped. PBC put all their fighters into fights. Errol been fighting tough fights. He just ran into the one dude that can beat him, and that was Terrence Crawford. And that's just how the situation crumbles. If Terrence Crawford would have re-signed a partnership deal with PBC, I guarantee you this fight would have been made tomorrow. But he didn't. He chose to, hey, the contract expired. They came to the table, was like, hey, look, we know the contract expired, but
Why
look,
y'all let the contract expire?
if
Bud wanted to
No,
fight at
no. Before
147.
we get into, why would you let the contract expire if you really want to fight? Why would you
Because
let that
Bud
happen?
wanted it at 147.
Bud won at 147, Errol
That's
said,
why
I'm
he
not,
fight.
No,
Errol said, I
and this is
can't make 147.
and this is the problem with the argument. The problem with your argument is that Bud is the number one individual calling for fighters at 54.
With belts.
And this is what we talking
Like, come
about.
on, Dub. They got belts. He ain't calling out any Joe Blow. He was calling out Jermell Charlo, not any
And,
other.
Exactly. So
so
this
so
is
so so
Dub,
so
Dub, Dub.
is
Hold
there
on,
anybody? Is there
Dub,
anybody?
Dub,
Hold
Dub.
on, real quick. And
Okay.
is there anybody? And first off, two questions, two-part question. Do we believe that Bud Crawford wants some money fights? Do we believe that? Yes, I think we all would
I
agree
think
to
it
that.
does, but it depends on what it is. Like Earl was a money fight for Bud was a Earl was a money fight for Bud for how long? He still ducked. It was the highest payday the first time he negotiated in
Cool.
backdoor and fought Abinesian,
So
right?
hold on.
He's
Is
that
there
was still his biggest payday.
but outside of Canelo Alvarez, is there a bigger payday for Bud right now than Errol Spence?
It depends on the risk level, man. Bud not just hopping in there for anything. Bud shown us that in his whole career. Bud not just hopping in there to hop in there, bro.
But
You also
you didn't
got to
answer
take
my
into
you didn't answer my
consideration he
question.
got
You didn't answer
What's
my
your question?
question.
What's your question?
Outside of Canelo Alvarez, for Bud Crawford, is there a bigger payday than Errol Spence right now?
negative, in my opinion, no.
Okay, and so we agree. We agree there. My
I agree.
thing is I agree that Bud is looking for paydays. At
I
the
don't.
same
Mhm.
at the same time, at the same time, ain't no way he gonna turn down. And once again, we didn't see him turn the fight down. We seen Earl Spence and his team turn the fight down.
Let me
Let
tell
the
you why
contract
he
expire.
would.
This is what we saw.
We
Did
all
we not
know
see that?
that second fight.
Hold on. Did we see it or not? Yes or no?
No, and I'm finna
All
cook
right.
now. Cause look, let me tell you something. Terrence Crawford offered Errol Spence a fight at 147, but he'll fight everybody else at 154. I want you to answer that question. Make that make sense. If he wanted to fight Errol Spence, it wouldn't matter the weight. They could fight at 195, 200, 295, 300. It don't matter. Why he only want to fight Errol Spence at 147, but everybody else he wants to fight them at 154.
I think
So
Now
he's
that's the question.
training
That's
him.
the question.
I'll answer the question. I'll answer the question. That's not true. If you go and listen to Bud after the EJ fight, if you listen to what he said, the man said himself when they asked him, does the rematch have to happen at 47? He said, no, it's hard for me to make this weight. I entertain it at 54. That's what Bud said. So I mean, I'm
He
only
was
going off
being
of what fighters
graceful. He
say.
was being graceful after the fight. He's hugging them and all that, man. But Bud is a risky
So
businessman,
I
dog.
shouldn't believe what fighters say no more.
No, because actions speak louder
Bud,
All
than
right,
words.
Bud has
So
shown
the
us that
all
you
right,
question
can't
I
always
have for
trust
you is
that.
this:
all right.
Terrence Crawford still holds 3 belts at 147 pounds, right? He still
No,
holds.
that's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it's true because I
He
just
holds
looked it
two
up.
belts. He holds two belts.
He
Duh,
owes three, bro.
duh.
Okay.
I just looked it up. He has the
He got three,
WBC
bro.
belt, the
He got
WBA, and the WBO belt. The only belt he don't have is the IBF belt,
IBL.
which
Yeah.
he
Which
got
Bruce made
stripped
him
from.
drop.
So he holds 3 belts at 147 pounds. If he couldn't make 147 anymore, he would have dropped all them belts
And
and
been at 154.
been at 154. So apparently he still can make 147 pounds. So
That's
his
not true.
action
That's not
is
true at all either.
and
Bud can make
Doug,
147, bro.
Doug. Actions speak
I can
louder than
argue this.
words.
If I need to
Actions
argue this, I can.
Argue that he
Actions
can't make
speak louder than
147.
words. If you can't make a weight class no more, Devin Haney couldn't make 135 no more.
So
He
he
dropped the
vacated.
belts. He went to 140. He didn't hold on to no belts and linger around and say, man, I want to fight this person at 140, but I'll only fight this person at 135. No,
I think he
he
was trying to
said
hold the belts against Regis, though. I think he was.
Devin held the belts until he started getting stripped, and then he dropped them when he
he
fought
didn't get
Regis.
stripped. He didn't get stripped of no
Yes,
belts.
no,
He
yeah.
just dropped
Oh
them.
my God. Yes, Devin did get stripped.
I think Shakur forced that. Shakur made him strip that belt for sure.
All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So you can't sit here and say, "Hey, because he's saying this is golden." Okay, I mean, we've all seen in the
He's
sport of
shown us.
boxing. We've all seen in the sport of boxing. A lot of dudes say a lot of stuff. We hear Shakur talk every week, every day. He's saying something, right? And then it don't match what he's saying. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, I look at a man's actions. I'm looking at Terrence Crawford. And he's saying, "Oh, I can't make 147. I need to go 154, but you still hold belts at 147." Then you've said your team have, who's a representation of you, and I know they talked to, because Terrence Crawford's team is tight knit. They said the only way we're gonna fight him, and even Bernie the Boxer said this. And Bernie the Boxer is Terrence Crawford right hand man. We want to fight Spence at 147. We hope he don't take the fight because we don't see no point in fighting him. They didn't say that because they're scared of him. They said that because they don't see the point in fighting him. They beat him already.
On the
So
same,
their mindset is, Spence, you can activate the risk class you want to, but we're offering you to fight at 147. We hope you don't take it, so we can go on with our career, because we want big money fights. We want to fight at 154. We want to fight Canelo.
But it makes no sense. But boss, it makes no sense because and if this is the logic you want to go with, I ain't got no problem with it. All I'm saying is it makes no sense to say anything of the sort, especially when you came out and said, and like you said, maybe he was being graceful in his speech when he said he'll fight at 54.
graceful.
All I'm saying is that it makes no sense because the biggest money fight outside of Canelo Alvarez is Errol Spence. That's
Let me
the biggest
tag on that,
money
Doug
fight.
Bryce. That second fight, first of all, we all know that the first fight undersold. That was supposed to be the biggest fight in the
It
past
did.
20 years. It sold
It did.
600,000, my guy. That second fight was probably gonna sell half. It may be 400,000. I think honestly, Bud offered him the fight at 147 for the same terms. But if they wanted that 154 fight, Bud wasn't gonna fight on them same 50-50 terms. It didn't make no sense for the guy. If he would have fought early 154, he probably would have wanted a 60-40 split. That makes sense. But there's no point for Bud to fight him at 154 on the same 50-50 terms with less pay-per-view buys. Why? That's bad business.
No, it's not bad business, and the reason it's not bad business because it's still gonna be your second highest payday that you ever got. We have all sat here on this panel and agreed that Bud is looking for big money fights. We've all agreed on
No,
that.
but he's also trying to up his legacy. He's been saying that too. After the
His
fight with
leg, his leg,
he wanted to fight. Hold on, he
no,
wanted to
no,
fight
no,
Jermell
His
Charlo.
legacy
no.
ain't made, so don't
His
say that.
yes,
He wanted
oh, wait a minute,
Don't say
y'all,
that.
hold
he
on.
wanted the Jermell Charlo fight next. He
The
lost the
man,
fight.
the
Jermell
man's
Charlo wasn't a
legacy,
bigger payday than the Earl rematch. It's not.
the man's legacy is solidified.
He
No,
Bud
wants
is
to up it. What are you talking
Bud
about? He's not no top 10 guy right now.
no,
If
Bud
he's
is
not.
ATG. He's an ATG
but
easily right now.
but if he would have beat Jermell and got them belts, he's arguably a top 10 guy, top 15 guy.
He still maybe.
He's not. He's just not. With an Earl win, he's not no
No.
top 10 guy. Cut it out.
With some of the company that's been in his divisions, as when he was
The-
in these divisions, you got no.
You got so the only fighter that's been 2-time undisputed in the four
Against
belt
who?
era.
Who did he
Hold
get
on, hold
undisputed?
on, hold on. Wait a minute.
That's
Let me finish.
cool with the
Who
accolades,
did
but
who did he beat for undisputed? Name the fighters he beat at
Let
140.
me hold on. I can
Come
name
on, dog.
I can name them easily, but before I answer that question, let me ask you this: is Devin Haney a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, but it's easy to make Hall of Fame. Isn't
All right. So the man's name, if Devin is, Bud is, his name is solidified.
no, it's easy to make the Hall of Fame, right? He's been a Hall of Famer before he fought Earl. So what's the next step? Trying to be a top 10 guy, being the likes of Ali's, the Roys, and all them. You got
facts.
it. It's not just about being in the Hall of Fame. T.O.'s a Hall of Famer. Sean Porter's a Hall of Famer. That's almost the bare minimum, my guy. Rocky Balboa is a Hall of Famer,
Yep.
That's
right?
facts.
So he
That's
wanted to
Hey, and
he
just
wanted
said
to
that.
he
Hey,
wanted to fight Jermell Charlo next because he had all the belts at the division.
I
That
understand that.
three. That's the point.
I
Not fighting
understand
Earl
that.
again for what? For the bread?
But Jamel Charlo clearly ducked this man, and
How'd he duck him?
so
How'd he duck
how?
him?
I
It was a
wouldn't say
Canelo, a
that.
more
by
dangerous fight.
hold on. The reason he ducked him is because he had the opportunity after he lost to Canelo to come back and defend his titles at 54, and he chose not to. That's why I
They
say that.
they
That's not
start
true.
stripping
That's
him.
Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo was the mandatory, my guy, not
Yeah,
no Bud.
he
And
he stripped
If he
him
didn't fight Tim Zoo, he was gonna get stripped. That's the end.
again. He was gonna keep getting stripped until he fought Tim Zoo.
It wasn't no fight Bud and don't fight Tim. Tim been
Yeah,
waiting.
that's the reason why they stripped him. They
so
even
so so,
told him
so
the day they told him the day he weighed in for the Canelo fight. If you fight, matter of fact, even before that, they said if you
no,
fight
I
Canelo,
agree with it.
strip you.
They were stripping him when he went to 68 and fought Canelo. They were stripping him regardless. I agree with that. I ain't got no problem with it. I still say at the same time, if you're not going to be able to get that fight, then and you see EJ is moving up, EJ need to fight that man. And now EJ saying done ducked out of that fight. Although y'all gonna tell me it ain't a duck, y'all gonna say he ain't ducking out the fight. Uh, okay, then how does EJ become or how does EJ move in front of him for any of the other fights? It
Why?
should be Bud and Sebastian Fundora. It shouldn't
I'm
be
Because
Bud.
Errol
confused
Why should
Spence
it be
is
Bud
a
if he's not
because
a PBC fighter?
because yeah,
Why?
and
No,
then
and that's the problem. Y'all so worried about the size of the street shit.
No, it's not that we're worried about it. That's just the truth.
Oh, God.
that's
that's
how
business.
the game go.
That's
Like
business.
we don't we it shouldn't be that way, but that's
So
what it is.
can we disagree or can we agree that the side of the street and we spoke on
Boxing
this
is messed
earlier.
up. We know that. But
All right,
it is what it is, though. What do we? So we.
the arguments that we're making right now are null and void because at the end of the day, the first argument we have to make is who's gonna give him the chance. That has to be the first argument that we make if
What?
this is the case.
What'd you say? You broke up.
No, I said that the arguments that we're making now is null and void because the first argument that we have to make is who's going to give him the chance. As far as which
PBC.
side
He
of the
got the
street,
highest payday with
agree.
PBC. He
Ag-
already tried to sue Bob Arum. Right?
no,
So is he
no,
gonna go
no.
to Matchroom? Who's at 154 and 147 in Matchroom? What are we talking about?
All
He's
PBC
the
a
got other
free
fights,
fighters.
agent,
all the fights at PBC. All the
but he,
fights from
but he's a free
147 to
agent.
154 to 160 to 168. PBC got
That's
that
the
locked
that's
up.
the problem,
But
Dub. He's a
no,
free
no, no,
agent.
no, no, no. This is the problem. The problem is that he still has the opportunity, like y'all just broke down to me, how he hadn't dropped all the belts at 47. He has the opportunity to move up and to challenge for certain belts. You know what
Wait,
I'm
If he
wait,
saying?
wait.
signs, if he signs the PBC, he
No,
does.
Spence.
he don't have to. He don't have to sign to nobody to be the mandatory.
So
So
I'm like this
okay,
right
who's
here in
gonna
this
put up the money for
situation.
the fight? Hold on, who's gonna put up the money for the fight?
It'll go to purse bid like all major fights go to purse bid when there's nobody supporting the fight.
But there's
What
someone that's willing to support the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then let them pay for it.
What are
Then
we
let them
saying?
pay for it. Let them pay for it.
They will pay for it. But you gotta understand, Bud's gonna want. You think Bud's gonna go to purse
Bro,
bid and take a 50-50 split with Tim Zoo? He
Mm.
wants the majority split as a free agent. He wants
Fact.
to cut out the middleman, which is PBC. But
Fact.
the thing about Bud, he's trying to take control of his career way too late in the game. He doesn't
Facts.
even have the fan base to do
It's
what
too
Floyd's
late.
doing, but he's trying to pull Floyd moves when he don't got that fan base, my guy.
I do agree. I do agree with that piece of it. I do agree with that. I agree 100% with that. He's trying to take control of his career too late in his career. I agree
Exactly.
100%
He
with
got to
that. I
sign the
agree with that.
PBC. He's trying to cut out the middleman. He's not that guy. He's not Marlo. You know
But
what I'm saying? He's not that.
but at the same time, he shouldn't have to. And hence the reason I said from the beginning. I think we all agree the promotional companies
What the
that
fuck?
I have more of an argument with that than anything. But
They gave Bud his highest payday in his career. PBC. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with the PBC? Come on, dog. It's wrong with when it's Al
no,
Haymon, the
no,
black guy.
no, no.
Come
Wait,
on,
wait, wait.
dog.
You missing what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead. My
And,
fault.
I agree. He did give, or the PBC did give him his highest payday. I agree with that. But my thing is, if that man don't want to resign, ain't no way. What do we call these people? Who the WBC? What do we call it? Not the promotional companies.
Sanctioning bodies.
The sanctioning
Thanks.
body.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to box this man out because he don't want to sign with a company. No,
The
he
sanctioning
still
bodies
deserves the
ain't
opportunity.
boxing them out. They gonna make them the mandatory.
And then so we'll get
But
the best fighting the best, and whoever buy that fight, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me.
if
At the
if
end of
it
the day, I
uh,
could care less about. And I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
you want the fight to go to purse bid, and then you want PBC to do all the promotions behind and back Bud free agent ass. Come on,
Man,
dog. You want him to?
so
They
I don't
want to do the
know.
all access for Bud as a free agent.
If the PBC don't want to do it, let it be met. And this is where I think my argument really come in.
So
It
then,
is that fuck
so then,
them, man. Fuck the PBC. Fuck Matchroom. Fuck Top Rank. Fuck all the. I don't really. And I understand you got to care about it. If you know boxing, you got to understand the business aspect of it, and I do.
there's
But
a
at the
lot wrong
same
with boxing, but boxing is giving these combat athletes the highest paydays. We could have a
time,
UFC model, and they gonna get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro. It ain't it, bro. The promotional companies suck, but they making the most millionaires. UFC fighters come into boxing, bro,
If
for
I'm
a
Bud,
not.
if
reason.
Bud don't sign, then he don't
But
get matched, bro.
what we arguing about is it? I agree with what you just said. We not that's not what we're talking about. What we talking about is the best fighting the best, and how do we get those fights? And if you have to, the difference between the
Those fights are
UFC
happening.
and no, they're not happening.
Hold on, let me tell you what. Okay, Usyk, Tyson happening. Arthur better be
And,
a
well,
Bivol happening.
hold on, wait. And we gotta be honest. Why is Usyk and why is it happening? Who's putting that
Okay,
on?
you right. You right about that one. You a turkey out of cheek or whatever. I'll give you that.
Where you
My
at?
bad, my bad. So all I'm saying is yeah, some of the promotional companies are putting on good fights, but um, we're starting to
Didn't
see
people?
we're starting to see outside players be the ones who really put on the fights we want to see. We
Didn't
don't, as far as promotional companies go, we don't get the fights we want to see. We don't get them at all.
hold on? Is
I
that
ain't
because
gonna
the
disagree with that.
promotional companies or guys moving out of weight classes? We want to see Devin Haney tank. I don't think that has to do with promotional company. I think Haney moving up the motherfucker. What fight you want to see that ain't happened yet?
Hold on. Now, before we get to Devin and Tank, once again, we wanted to see Baturbiev versus Bitball, right?
Okay.
We couldn't get the promotional companies to put that together to save
That
their
wasn't
life.
because of it was because of they're both from Russia. They can't. They were trying to
No,
not have. That's the reason, bro.
no. That's not why. That's not why. Because they actually they consider Baturbiev from Russia, but they didn't consider Bivol from Russia. They consider him from Canada.
No,
So
no. Artur Beer from
that's
Canada.
a
Bivol Russian. I think it was even vice versa.
however. Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong about. I think however it happened, it wasn't the promotional company who didn't want to see it, and
Bob
so
Bob said it though. Bob said we're not making the fight happen.
Bob did, and we know. Hey, shout out to Bob because we know Bob gonna keep it a buck. Don't expect no big fights from Top Rank, respectfully. But at the same time, all I'm saying is at the end of the day, you're telling me that these people are giving us the fight that we want. No, we got outside entities coming in to give us the fights that we want. That's what we're seeing right now.
Okay, what fight hasn't been made that you want to see?
One fight, a lot of them.
All right, just give me 3 or give me 2.
I, Devin Haney versus Tank Davis hadn't been
Wait, that's
made.
wait, that's wait. That don't got nothing to do with no promotional. That's
Wait a
wait.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Now you can't have it all the way around the world. Now
Hold
you
on,
asked me. You asked me the
boss.
question. Hold on. You asked me the question. I give you the answer, and then the first answer I give you, you say, "Wait a minute. Oh, I can't. You can't have that one."
Boss. Who is Devin Haney a free agent?
No.
Nah, he worked with Matchroom Eddie Hearn, but
Right at this current moment in time, no, he's not.
He signed in one fight deals.
When
Devin
he has the opportunity to
Haney
move
has
how he wants to move.
Devin Haney has a relationship with Eddie Hearn where he can go anywhere he wants to and fight anywhere.
Agree.
Was he on Top Rank for a little bit?
Hold on.
Did he beg for a Cambosos fight and got his side of the deal twice?
But you gotta hear the question that you asked.
The question that you asked.
The question that you asked is Devin Haney a free agent right now? No, he's
not a free agent. Basically is Devin Haney free to do what he want to do?
Wait a minute. I'm just going off of what you asked.
Is he free to do what he want to do? That's what I meant.
After his next fight, yes.
In general, has Devin Haney been free to do what he? That's his model. The Devin Haney model. Bill Haney tells us every chance he get.
I agree.
What good parents do, y'all know Bill spiel, right? I'm showing good parents this is how you're supposed to do it, right?
No. I agree with that. I'm just
Devin
saying.
Been able to do that. And are we gonna? Let's be for real. PBC gonna give Devin his highest payday fighting Tank. We all know that.
Wow.
Are they, well, I don't think PBC want Devin to fight Tank at all. In my opinion.
Come on, dog.
The same way they didn't want EJ to fight Bud. They don't. The people behind the scene, they don't want Devin to fight Tank. Absolutely not.
Because of the splits. That's it. Not because they think Tank will lose.
No, it's not because of the splits.
Devin gonna want 45.
It's not because of the splits. It's because this is a dangerous fight. That's why.
It's the splits, bro. It's the splits.
All right,
Devin. All right. But hold on.
Frank Martin might be a more dangerous.
Hold on. Can I say something real quick?
Did you just say Frank Martin may be more dangerous? My bad.
Hold on.
I'm out of order.
Can I say something real quick? Because I hear y'all running along real quick, and I just want to jump in here. Now, is everybody? I haven't heard the whole show. I just jumped in because I heard Boss Hogg earlier ranting about his last video that he posted. So I was just trying to see, is everybody on the same page about Bud not getting this fight because of Bud not being able to sell more than EJ?
No, that's not. I think it's because he's not signed to PBC. Number one.
So he's not signed to PBC. So that's why he's not getting this fight. That's what you said.
That's a good part of the reason. Correct. But this boss panel. Let him talk.
Go ahead. I just want to. I'm trying to see what's going on. I want to see where everybody's head is.
What you think, boss?
I don't think. Oh, go ahead, boss.
Like I said, Bud can't sell. So when you look at the landscape of Errol and Bud, a lot of y'all feel like Errol, because Errol lost, he had one loss, he's done, he's finished, nobody want to see him fight. But even though Errol Spence may take a hit in his sales, he's still a bigger attraction than Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford could fight. And I think a lot of people, they don't know how to separate the fighter from business, right? Mm-hmm. And Terrence Crawford, business-wise, he don't sell. It doesn't mean that he's a bad fighter. It don't mean that he's horrible. It just means that he only sells in one place, and that's in Omaha, Nebraska. They're doing the same thing with Shakur. He keep fighting in Newark, New Jersey, right? That's where he made most of his coin at, right? But you look at fighters like Errol, you look at fighters like Tank, hell, even Caleb Plant, they can fight multiple places. Dave Benavidez, they can fight Texas, LA, Vegas. They can fight on the East Coast. They can fight in multiple markets and they're gonna do good numbers. Whereas Terrence can't go to he can't come to Texas and he gonna do 300,000 pay-per-view lives. He can't go to LA, right? And when you tell somebody that, they don't understand, they can't separate the two. It don't mean he can't fight. It just means he's not marketable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that means. There's not a market. There's not a demand for him in that particular market. There's only a demand for him in Omaha, Nebraska.
And that's kind of Bud. How many interviews Bud done did since he won the fight with Earl? What are you doing? What promo tour he done did?
Like
this is
legit
the thing.
interviews though, not that ranting shit, not that.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
running
yeah.
off at the
What
mouth
like
shit.
he did before the fight? How he was on Gilly the Kid, all that. How many of them y'all done seen after?
Not many. At the same time, we ain't seen that from Earl either. And the thing is, when it really comes down to it,
But
I
what's the difference
agree.
though?
Well. The difference is that
Earl's
Earl
sells. Earl's
already.
proven seller. Proven
Yeah,
seller.
that's the difference. I agree with that. That's what I was gonna say. Is Earl done already showed that he can do those numbers, but
Mm-hmm.
ain't showed outside of Earl that he can do any type of numbers. So I agree with that. But at the same time, as a boxing fan, I think we have to take a step back sometimes and say, and although, like I said earlier, we do have to look at the business aspect of it. I agree with that. At the same time, when I take a step back and look, man, ain't no way Bud go beat Earl like he beat him. And I can't sit here and say shit. He the better attraction right now. I can't say that. I can't say that he's not the better attraction. And
That's a
so
good point.
although the numbers are gonna do what they're gonna do, and I understand why they do them that way, me as a boxing fan, me somebody I watch the box, nigga. I watch all the fights. I was shot when well I wasn't shot. I picked Rolly in the excuse me. I picked Bull in the seventh round instead of the eighth. But at the same time, I knew Rolly was gonna get his ass knocked out. Me as a boxing fan, I just gotta keep it a buck on it. And once again, I picked EJ to beat the brake shoes off of Bud.
Who
I
you
was
telling,
wrong
bro?
about it. But at the same time, me being wrong about it don't mean that I can't take a different look, readjust my opinion, and say that you know what? Even though people are telling me that this man don't sell, man, this man is one of the best fighters I've seen in the sport of boxing. He made, and I think this is really what gets me. He beat EJ worse than he beat anybody else. And because he beat him that bad, it gives him that much more credibility in my opinion. So when it comes to selling, I understand it. But
So,
I
so
just
I got a question. What a lot of I get confused right here. What makes the beating look that bad? The fact that he knocked him down, or do you just see the fact that Terrence Crawford, Bud, he literally was beating Earl in all aspects of boxing? Is it
He
the
beat.
knockdowns that make y'all say he beat him,
He
or
had
is
a
it the
no.
fact that
he
you
had a better
see
jab.
that in
He
the
had a faster
rematch?
jab. He beat the stew out of Earl. I'm an Earl guy. He beat the stew out of Earl. I was demoralized after every single round. Every
Okay,
single
that's
round
what
there was
I'm
more.
trying to figure out. Did you see him like
But
outbox
you
him, outclass him, or was it the
all the
knockdowns for you?
above. He looked stronger than
Okay,
Earl. He out timed Earl. He had a better
okay,
jab than
facts.
Earl.
I'm
I
just trying
mean,
to
I
and,
actually
mean,
watching the fight,
and
not
I
just
he
seeing
agree.
looked
that
bigger than
knockdown.
Earl too. He did look. He even looked bigger than Earl in that fight,
But
bro.
Right.
the thing is what I expected from EJ in that fight. I expected to see the EJ that I see in every fight, right? The individual he gonna come behind his jab, he gonna man, when Bud started out jabbing him, one of the things that I said from the beginning in that fight, one reason I gave it to EJ is I'm like, man, EJ got the better jab. He got the more consistent jab. He got the better jab. And then I'm watching Bud. Bud got a educated jab, a power jab coming out here. I'm like, what the fuck? He hurting EJ with the damn jab.
Yeah,
He
his
I'm like,
IQ
what the
was
fuck
there.
am
He
I
was good at
watching?
first
What
with
am
the
I
jab.
watching right now? What am I
every
watching?
round, bro.
It just was. It was an overall domination, and respectfully to EJ, I just got to give so much credit to Bud for showing up the way he showed up in that fight. It is what it is, and once again, I'm an individual. I thought the way I saw the fight happening, I thought EJ was going to be able to pump that jab, start working on the body. Bud was going to try to switch hit. He's going to be fighting off the back foot. EJ going to be cutting the ring off, shadowing his ass, and breaking them down. When It happened the exact opposite way. You know
Honestly,
what I'm
what
saying?
Bud did, we pictured EJ doing that, and
Yeah, yeah.
that's what shocked most people.
Facts.
That was the biggest shocker, bro. Every single
Right?
That,
round. It got
right.
worse too.
It got bad.
After that first
Okay,
knockdown,
Okay.
I was like,
Now hold
oh.
on. Now
I
can
don't
I
call a
chime
lot of
in
fight. I
on
call.
can I
Go ahead.
chime in on Boss Hogg's point because he nailed that point in, and he's saying that uh, EJ is like a better star. You know, star power beats a good fighter. That's what he's saying. So I just want to chime in on that and make sure that that's clear. Star
No, no.
power beats a good fighter.
And that's the problem right there. What you
Something
just
ain't
said.
right here. I just want
Hold
to
on,
know.
Hold on.
Like,
hold
is
on, hold
that
on, hold on.
Is it the
But
problem?
that's the problem. No, that
That's
is the
not a
problem.
Is it the
I'm
problem when we
I'm
complain about fighters' pay?
I'm
If we
I'm
talking about fighters maximizing their pay and they getting in there with bigger draws and making the most money ever, is that the problem?
I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem. I'm gonna tell you why it's the problem. Because individual put star power on certain fighters, right? And then when those fighters go in and get their ass beat down by a fighter, all of a sudden, well, hey, no, he's still the bigger fighter, even though he lost to the better fighter. Oh no, he's still the bigger fighter. No, it doesn't work that way. That's not how the sport of boxing works.
That's how
When you
business works.
Yeah,
That's
that's how
how
the business of
that's
boxing
how
works.
business works.
and hence the reason I said from the
You're
beginning, Boss Hog, I told you I disagree with the business a ton. I
I
disagree with
got
it.
you. But that's in
So
any that's not only in boxing, that's in life. If you got any type of business, I don't care if it's clothes, whatever it is, you're a rapper, you're gonna okay, it's all about supply and demand, right? I can sit there and I can take Errol anywhere and I can make more money with Errol than I can with Terrence Crawford.
And it'll be a great fight.
And it's a great fight.
Let me ask you this,
It
boss.
doesn't and I
It ain't
think
like it's a trash fight.
and I think y'all are putting y'all feelings for how y'all feel for Bud as a fighter involved with it. You got to separate that. Okay. I like Terrence Crawford too, but at the same time, you have to separate the business of boxing from the actual fighter. And that's
Hey,
what I was saying.
boss, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
And a real life question, right? You work at a business. I ain't gonna say no name and no specific business. You work at a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got peers around you. We done all work with individuals. So you doing a better job than they doing, but you the one who get laid off.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right or wrong? Even though you doing better work than them.
Bud ain't getting laid off, dog.
Hold on, no, hey, hold
All
on. We
right,
gonna
all
I'm
get
right,
there.
just
We
making
gonna
a
get there.
point. This
We
is a
gonna
good
get there.
one. Now this is
We
good. This is
we
good.
we gonna get there.
all right.
You do better work than your peers. You the one who get laid off.
But yeah, now I mean, you say he do
Answer,
better
answer the
work and
question
what?
first, and then
Answer that question, brothers.
answer the question first, and then elaborate on my analogy.
I,
Respectfully,
Boom.
I
respectfully.
got the
I
answer.
got you with a rebuttal point, Dub. I got you. Don't worry.
Okay, so based off your theory, no, but it don't count to Terrence Crawford because he beat Errol Spence. That's one fight, right? He won one fight. He beat the guy, the head guy, at 147 pounds. So your analogy is talking to a whole body of work, right? So you're talking about a job and a whole body of work instead of one job. Now, if you sit there and say, "Hey, we did a project," and they said my project was better than this dude project and but I still got laid off. Okay, I'll agree with you on that. But if you're talking about a body of work based off your analogy, it's still Errol. Errol because Errol is I make more coin with Errol. I make more money with Errol. We're not sitting here saying and this is why I have to have these conversations with people because y'all still putting y'all feelings in. Oh, well, Terrence Crawford is this great fighter and he's great. Okay, yeah, he's great. But if Terrence Crawford fights Sebastian Fundora, is that, and I'm going to ask you this question. Terrence Crawford fights Sebastian Fundora. You're the promoter for Sebastian Fundora. And you looking at, I'm going to get this amount of money. Fundora, if you fight Errol Spence, you get this amount of money and the respect. If you fight Terrence Crawford, you're not going to get this amount of money. You're going to make less, but you'll get the respect. As a promoter, what are you going to do? You're
And
going to put your fighter in the best situation possible. Hey, Errol Spence is more popular. He can fight. He lost one fight against another great fighter, right? Errol Spence is great. Terence Crawford on that night was greater. So he lost to a greater fighter who was better than him on that night. So on that particular night, Terence Crawford is greater. He's the head honcho. He's the king of 147 pounds. On people's list, he's pound for pound number one. But Errol Spence brings in more money. So you can't condemn Sebastian Fundora for taking a fight with Errol Spence, who is a great fighter. It's not like he fighting Ryan Garcia, who made his, and I'm just keeping 1,000. Ryan Garcia is a fighter whose popularity comes from outside the ring. It don't come from fighting. Errol Spence's popularity comes from him fighting in the ring, in boxing, right? So you have a fighter like that who's respected and you make more money, you're going to fight Errol Spence. Okay? I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. And him fighting Errol
Samson
Spence.
said that too, bro. His promoter, Fundora, that's exactly what Fundora promoter said after the fight.
What'd he say?
Exactly what Boss just said. He said, Bud won't sell out 90,000 in Dallas like Earl will. As a promoter, my job is to maximize the fighter's profit. And we should respect that. We just seen what happened to Fundora 2 fights ago. Sparked. That can happen. It could be over next fight. Why not maximize the money for this guy and you're still upping his legacy? Right?
Win or lose, he still get it back.
And it's a great fight.
And see, my only problem with it is that as a fan, I'm the one who loses.
You don't. How
Hold
you
on,
losing?
hold on, hear me out, hear me out. Hold on, hear me. Hold on. I lose in that situation. The reason I lose in that situation is because although, yeah, I agree with you, and I don't think y'all done heard me disagree as far as who you gonna make more money with. Errol Spence, you're gonna make more money with him, especially if you in Texas. Go, I told y'all I'm a Cowboys fan. Go, hey Jerry Jones, he gonna put out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Jerry Jones. Listen,
Fan
my
friendly
thing
fight.
but at the end of the day, my problem is as a boxing fan, somebody who truly enjoys the sport, right? I lose because Errol Spence versus Fundora is not a better fight than Fundora versus Bud Crawford. It's not, and the reason it's not is because we've seen what Bud did to EJ. We've seen it, and
Styles make
so
fights.
I agree with Styles make fights. The problem is that Fundora's style is all wrong for EJ, especially if he keep that jab out there like he did in his last fight. It's all wrong for EJ. Whereas with Bud, at least we have a suspicion that Bud has some more head movement. He has more defense. He's a more responsible fighter, and he's able to switch hit and utilize his power in a way that EJ wasn't able to do in the fight with him. Maybe I'm wrong about it, and I do hope that I am. I'm a root for EJ if he get the Fundora fight. I'm a root for EJ, and I hope EJ go in there working the body. You know what I'm saying? Fighting behind his jab like we've seen him do in so many fights. At
I'm
the
Nah,
same
I
time,
agree with that. I agree with that too.
at the same time, I think Bud is the better fighter, and I think Bud stops Fundora, whereas EJ has a puncher's chance against Fundora. And I hate to say that, but that's how I see the fight right now.
Yeah,
Well,
oh we
I think EJ is gonna lose this fight because
oh
I don't know what y'all gonna say then because y'all think EJ just gonna come in here and roll dude just like everybody thought
the big,
that
We
the
was gonna
big.
roll
Tim
Crawford.
Zoo was gonna get rolled
Oh,
or roll Pandora. So it's gonna be the other way around. And then when EJ lose this fight, y'all gonna say it still was good for business. Is that what
yeah.
y'all gonna say?
I mean
Fedor got the
it's a
highest payday of his
win-win
career,
situation
I,
for both sides.
I, we
and
fans of
he got
boxing. We
legacy
not
points.
we fans of boxing. We're not fans of fighters. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to this matchup with Errol Spence, okay, if Errol Spence get the Fundora fight, we don't know if he gonna get it or not. Okay, it's all. I mean, they have apparently it's a verbal agreement, right? They both agree verbally, right? Fundora's promoter said that hey, we want to fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence said he want to fight Fundora, but they still got to work out the business side, right? So we
Right.
don't know if that this fight is gonna happen. It's just all verbal at this point, right? But if Errol Spence loses to Fundora, I mean, I mean, the way you propose the question as if we're going to be upset that Errol Spence. Look, all we want is we want the best to fight the best fights. Errol Spence going to fight Sebastian Fundora with no tune-up, fighting a 6'7" guy is not an easy fight. Nobody sat there and said, anybody that knows boxing ain't sitting there saying that Errol Spence gonna go in there and just steamroll Fundora. Now, although Fundora is limited, right? I told you, Sebastian Fundora is a guy that at times he gives up his height, right? He's 6'7". There's no way, even in the Tim Tszyu fight, there's no way Tim Tszyu should have bust your nose.
Your nose
right?
shouldn't
Tim
be broke.
So, like I said before, he's flawed, right? He's a guy that, at times gives up his height. And Errol definitely can't get to him. But this is a dangerous fight for Errol as well. Nobody on this panel is going to sit here and say, Errol Spence washes Fundora easy. You know what I mean? I don't think it's an easy fight.
Okay, so what are you saying then? Exactly. What are you saying?
I told you. I said it's a good fight. I said I don't see nothing wrong with Errol Spence getting the fight because he sells more than Terrence Crawford. Nobody said.
And he only lost the undisputed bout. Y'all acting like he lost to Danny Garcia or something.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm mixed up at.
Y'all acting like he lost, bro. What?
Why doesn't he not deserve this fight? Like EJ is still EJ. He lost to Bud Crawford.
He need to go to 154 and fight the.
No. We not saying he don't deserve the fight. Does he deserve the fight more than Bud Crawford deserved the fight?
Hell yeah,
but it's not about who deserves it more though.
It's about
and that point that you just said. It's not about who deserves it more. That point right there is where I'm lost at, and the reason I'm lost there, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason I'm lost there is because the individual. If I go out and beat this dude, I deserve any fight over him. Any fight
because it never in boxing that never happened.
At 147, yes, Bud deserves any fight, any title defense.
147. Why are we talking about 47?
Because that's where he beat Earl. That's where he beat the guy. So
wait a minute. I just had individual argument down about who has the belt. Right,
if Earl wanted to go to 160 and fight, and Bud wanted 160 fight too, but Bud just deserved to fight. He just need to fight before Earl.
Absolutely, he better than Earl.
Come on, dog. So you
he's a better fighter.
So
no. Wait. Let me ask this. So what you telling me is the better fighter don't deserve the fight?
No,
it depends. I'm saying that.
All right. No. He just answered it. No,
depend on what Bud want to do.
There it is. The better fighter don't deserve the fight, and this is why. And when y'all complain about us not getting the best fights, and you say that the better fighter don't deserve the fight, I don't want to hear no complaints. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that means y'all crazy. That means y'all crazy then. Y'all don't know what y'all want.
This ain't got nothing to do about better. This is about who sells more.
Y'all cheating.
Okay, listen to me.
That's not what I asked. I asked the question specifically. I didn't ask about who sells more. I asked about the better fighter.
They don't. Somebody's better don't guarantee. So, okay, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Brother, you done ran back to the who.
Straight up. No. Listen to me. Straight up. Is Terrence Crawford a bigger draw than Errol Spence?
No.
Yes.
No.
Pause.
Be quiet. We finna put Sec back on. How's Terrence Crawford a bigger draw than Errol Spence? Name a fight other than the Errol Spence fight that he had.
I'm not gonna do that with him. I'm not gonna do that with him. I'm not gonna do that with you. I'm not gonna do that with you.
No. You said Errol Spence. You said Terrence Crawford is a bigger draw than Errol Spence. So
I said it again.
To tell me.
Where can you sell 90,000? Where can Bud sell 90,000?
I'm not gonna do that with you because that don't even make no sense. That don't make no sense.
This is the problem. This is the problem.
How it don't make sense?
Hold on. This is what they want to do. Instead of asking, when we speaking on best fighters, they want to go to the bigger draw. I can tell you who the bigger draw. I ain't got no problem with it.
Okay, Doug, listen to me. You're trying to make your argument and say because Terrence Crawford is a better fighter, that any guy that's a better fighter than another guy, that he deserves to do what he wants in boxing.
That's not what I said. No. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I said if EJ want to go to 160 and get a fight, does Bud deserve it? Should Bud skip the line and get it over Earl? You said yes. So whatever Earl do, you're saying it depends on what Bud got the first choice
No,
first, and then let
hold
Earl
on.
do it after.
Wait, wait,
Y'all,
wait,
y'all,
wait,
y'all,
wait, wait,
y'all
wait,
done
wait.
moved,
Let's
y'all
switch the
done
names
moved
up real
so
quick.
far.
Wait. Hold on, Dub. Let's switch the names up real quick. Is Teofimo a better fighter than Ryan Garcia? Just answer the question.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how did Ryan Garcia get in the ring with Tank before Teofimo? Forget the
Because they cheating
negotiations.
for Ryan.
Forget
Who
the
cheating for
negotiations, bro.
Ryan, or did
Yeah,
Tank get
he
his
got
biggest
better
payday?
promoters.
Both teams got the biggest paydays of their lives.
But
Bro.
that's what Boss just said. He talking about the promotion, the business side. That's exactly what he just
Okay,
said.
you got a better promotion. That don't mean
Hold on. Who feels cheated? Does Tank feel cheated that he had to fight Ryan? Does Ryan feel cheated that he had to fight Tank? T.O. feels cheated because he ain't getting them paydays. What are you saying?
Exactly. So it
No
can't
one
be
feels
about better
cheated.
I'm
when we
so
talking boxing.
confused.
Hey,
I'm so
hey,
confused.
y'all a
okay,
hard
hold on.
gamble.
Dimitri Bivol, listen to me. Dimitri
Hold on,
Bivol
hold on.
beat.
Hey, boss,
No, no, no,
real
no,
quick.
no, no. Listen to me.
Bring it back
Let
around
him
for me
talk.
so
Let
I
him
can get
No,
back
talk.
no.
on point. Because
Let
I'm
him talk. Hold
all
on.
the way lost. I'm all the way lost.
Listen to me. Dimitri Bivol beat the brakes off Canelo.
The
So
stew out of him.
he's the better fighter, right? So
Facts.
Dimitri Bivol, basically, if he want to go to cruiserweight and fight anybody, right? He can do that over Canelo. Is that what you're saying?
If he want to fight Benavidez before Canelo, he deserved that fight, right?
Hold on. Wait,
Y'all
hold on.
confused with me now because y'all
Yeah,
just making up
hold on.
scenarios
Wait.
that don't even make no
It's the
sense.
same.
Never
I'm
in the
just
history
pausing.
of boxing,
Only thing
the
Explain it.
the
loser
names
don't
change.
get first dibs.
So
The, the,
Bivol deserves a Benavidez fight before Canelo.
Right?
no.
Why not?
But
Oh,
No,
it's the same question.
that's
Just
what he's
It's the
different
saying,
names.
same
bro.
thing. It's the same thing as Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Terence
No.
Crawford,
Hold
Terence,
on.
listen,
Wait.
Terence
Let me tell you.
Crawford,
Let me.
No,
Hold
Terence
on.
Crawford
let other
beat
people
No.
Errol
talk.
This is why
Spence.
it's not
Dub,
the
no,
same thing.
Dub, you
But
defended
y'all,
dude. Let him talk.
hold on. Wait a minute.
Well, he gonna say
It's
because
not the
Bivol
same
Dub
won.
taking the
thing.
bullets for
Y'all,
him. Nah, Dub taking the bullets for him. Let him talk.
y'all moving the goalposts in the conversation.
Let's
And
What's
the
the
bet.
reason,
goalpost?
hold on. The reason I say you're moving the goalposts is because Canelo moved up, but he came back down, right? Whereas now we see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford both moving up. We
We don't
also
No,
know if
see.
only
Bud
one
moved
is
up.
moved
Oh
up.
my God, who
We don't.
who?
Spence is the only one that moved up. Bud is still at 147. As long as he's holding the belts, he's at 147.
All right, man. I can't do it. Y'all, I love to argue, but I ain't even got the energy for it, man. Y'all, my God, the positions that's being taken right now, I ain't gonna hold you. They're very disingenuous positions, and it seems like if you got to make any argument for Earl right now,
No, but
No,
and
no, no, no. I
hold on,
changed the
last
names
point.
for a reason. I changed the names for a reason.
you're saying
I wanted
Earl
to put
career
different
is
names in there
dependent
for a
on
reason.
what Bud want to do.
No, I didn't say that. No, I
Is that
never
not what?
said that.
Is that no?
I've
But it's
never
basically what
said
you're
that.
saying.
I've never said that.
You said that Bud want to fight somebody before Earl. He deserved the right.
What I
What that
said,
mean? What does that mean? That
hold on,
means whatever you.
hear me out,
Okay.
hear me out. What I said is that Bud said he wanted the winner of Tim Zoo Thurman. I believe it was Tim
No,
Zoo Thurman.
he just said he wanted Tim Zoo. I think right. I don't think he want
Okay,
to fight Thurman.
Nah,
all right.
he
We'll
specifically
leave it.
said
Even though
Zoo.
even if
We, we will
Thurman won
agree.
that fight, he wasn't
Agree
going to
to
get the
that.
belt. He wasn't going
We'll
to get the
agree.
belt.
We agree. He was fighting at 55, or I don't even know how that worked out. I don't even know how that makes sense. But we'll agree to that. We will agree. Bud said he wanted Tim Zoo. No problem.
Period.
What I'm saying is once it became Tim Zoo and
Fundora.
Sebastian Fundora, that when EJ jumps in, mind you, we ain't seen EJ in a minute, but no problem with it. The man said he flying into Vegas and he gonna show up. He want the winner. Ain't no way he should get the winner over Bud. Either he need to fight Bud. That's the first thing. That's what I want to see. Him and Bud at 54. That's the first thing.
yeah. What happened to the
But
rematch?
once again, they don't want it. EJ.
Why ain't nobody saying nothing about that? Why you how you
Well,
just
if you clearly want to listen, I said something about it earlier.
He
That's
wasn't in here earlier.
I
that
wasn't in here earlier.
that
we
that that's the main point I was making is that before any of this, I want to see Bud and EJ for the rematch. But it seemed like EJ got excuses for not making the rematch. My brother Boss Hog, they're gonna tell me that it's on Bud. He's the one who don't want the rematch. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. All I'm saying is that after the fight we seen
Well,
with Bud and
hold on
EJ.
now, brother. Now wait a minute. Now where Boss Hog at? Where he go? Cause he said he wanted somebody on here with the smoke. Now why ain't it a rematch? Now, Boss Hog, get in on that.
We already
We
went through
already
that.
We
discussed
done
Where
hey,
that.
talked,
he
hold
at?
on,
but
hold
we
on,
done
hold
talked
on,
about it. We
hold
done
on.
talked about that. We
Dub,
done.
dub,
My bad.
dub, dub.
I'm out of
Sebek,
order. I'm out of order.
We
Sebek,
didn't come to agreement though.
Sebek.
No,
Yeah.
I've
no,
been on here,
we didn't agree on this shit. Now we didn't
dub,
agree, but we talked about it.
dub. Sebek. First and foremost, brother. When I was talking to you earlier, you stopped talking. You let Dub talk for you. All right. So, what question do you have for me directly so we can get this over with? So I can cook you. I appreciate you for coming in here, though. So, what
Please get
questions do
me
you have?
done. Get me overdone. Flip me on over. Now
Hey,
you
Hold on,
I'm
no
pause,
diddy.
saying now I'm
pause,
No
saying
diddy. No
now
pause,
diddy.
brother.
it's supposed
Pause.
to be Bud EJ. EJ done jumped up in here talking about he want to fight Fandora. But
Okay.
before that, he was saying my eye. I gotta get surgery, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I need surgery. My not the left eye. It was some surgery I was supposed to have a while ago, but I'm gonna take care of it right now. I'll be
Okay.
well in 3 days. And
Mm-hmm.
then you don't hear nothing from him. You don't see no workout videos. He back in the gym. He getting back right. You don't see none of this. He skipping rope. He got a new trainer because he'll usually do stuff like that. But you don't hear nothing from him. And then when all of a sudden he jumps back up, come out of the crowd, he used to come in drunk because he wasn't never
Oh
really a
my
talker.
God. See, that's
Mm-hmm.
that Earl Hater talk.
No,
I'm
let him
not a
talk.
hater. I'm
Let him
not a
talk.
hater, my man. Who is
No,
that?
no, no.
Who
No,
is
let
that?
him talk.
Who are you? I just want to
Stop.
know who you are.
Sebek. Stop
I'm
being
the same
emotional
as
and
you.
stay
I'm
on
a dude on the
topic.
panel. What you mean?
Sebek,
Who are
keep
you?
talking.
Okay, I'm not a hater. I want to let you. I want to address you
Sebek,
and let you
No,
know that
keep
I'm not a
talking.
Errol Spence hater. I'm a black man. I'm a
Keep.
brother. I like both of these men. I want them to make money.
respectfully. Go ahead, bro. My fault.
I don't want to do all of that. I don't like Bud more than I want these brothers. I don't want neither one of them to get hit in the head and get hurt and be retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of this. So they need to just fight and make this money. You know, trick us out of our money to go pay $100 and sit in these seats. That's what this is all about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, to con us to go, hey, look, man, this gonna be real good. Best fight you ever seen in your life, baby. Go on, sit down, get some popcorn. That's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want neither one of these dudes to get hurt. They need to escape this game with their brains and raise their families. You know what
And
I'm
the
saying?
and the most money too, right?
And the most money, and the
Okay,
most money.
respect. So you
But
can see why Fedora would want that fight.
yeah, I can see why Fendora want that fight, but you
Respectfully.
can't say what you saying because you excluding something that you don't even know the possibilities of. Now, what if him and Bud do fight and they make more?
How and how?
You
How?
don't know. You
You got
just
live
talking
gate,
at
you
this
got
point.
How?
live gate, and you got pay per view. Where are they selling
How?
the live gate?
How?
Say that again.
You have live
How?
gate. You have live gate and pay per view, right? You got the tickets that you get from pay per view, and the tickets you get from people at the venue. Where are they
Mm-hmm.
selling out that amount? Where? What fans? Where are Bud fans showing up in bulk outside of YouTube?
So
Well,
the
I
question.
don't know, man. Look, I'm just saying like this.
Nobody
And never
knows.
in
I agree
boxing
with you.
history
None of us
has
do.
the loser not been able to get first dibs on the cake. You know what I'm saying? You know the loser getting first dibs on the cake. It's always the winner. Yeah. Now who you want to fight after you knocked him out, Holyfield? And then
Number
Holy be
one,
like,
it's
I
Hold
always a
on,
want you,
different
Big
division.
but
George.
Okay. Well,
Bud never told us who.
if that's the case, then like our question we propose, Canelo lost to Dimitri Bivol. So since he lost to Dimitri Bivol, if Better Bivol's on the table, then that means Bivol should fight Better Biv. Benavidez first, right? That's the same thing we said earlier. We just changed the names. You're basically saying Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence. So Terence Crawford should be able to have first dibs with
On the cake.
Fundura. That's what you're saying. That's basically what you're saying. You're saying he should have first dibs on Fundora. Errol don't need to fight Fundora. Errol need to shut up. That's basically what you're saying. So
Well,
when we proposed that question and we changed the names, y'all talking about, oh, we changing the narrative. It's the same thing.
That's why I
I
changed
don't
the
know.
name
I
to
don't
get
know
the same
because I don't
answer.
know
Answer the
that I
question.
don't know that situation and that deal. So don't change the names. Just keep it straight and forward.
But what's the situation with the deal with Bud and Fundora? What do you know about that situation? You just heard one dude call out another. What do you know about this situation that you don't know about the theoretical situation? What's the difference? What do you know
The
about this deal?
situation at hand is Earl is the loser. The loser shouldn't, get the bigger next fight because
Sebek,
the next fight is the bigger the
Sebek.
next fight. The
Uh,
So
victor is supposed to get that fight. In the history of boxing, has always went that way.
so
Sebek.
Bivol should get the fight with Benavidez next
Uh-huh.
But
over
you still,
Canelo.
I don't even know Devo and Benavidez.
You
Okay,
okay?
so you
Okay.
don't know what you don't know boxing. That's what you're
I
saying.
don't want
You
to do
only
that.
watch.
No, I just don't want to do that.
You don't
I'm
watch.
talking about the.
No, no,
I'm
no, no, no,
talking.
no,
You
no,
trying
no,
to
no,
confuse us
no, no,
because
no,
that's a
no, no,
different.
no. You shown your hand. Okay.
He's a
You
casual,
only
bro.
you only watch Terrence Crawford. You don't like Errol Spence. If you follow boxing, you will know who these guys are. These are
B-
very popular boxers. These are not no-name guys. So the fact that you don't know who Dimitri Bivol is, the fact you don't know who David Benavidez is, you just said you don't know who they are. So that lets me further know right there, you are only following Terrence Crawford, in which
Casual.
that goes into the casual Bud Buddy, right? Who sit there and only watches Terrence Crawford,
and they
right?
don't buy no tickets to no venue.
You
No,
don't.
I go to
So
fights. I go to fights.
do you, okay,
Now,
but
don't bud buddy me because you're doing that again because that's like a YouTube, like a watcher. You using
look,
YouTube language
it
and
ain't
stuff.
got
I'm
nothing to
a
do with
real
YouTube.
person, dude. I'm a
Yeah,
Nah,
real
but the
okay,
guy.
Bud
I,
and
fans
we
I
is
watch.
watch
hilarious,
I don't
bro.
like basketball. I
and
don't
we
like
watch
football.
real
I
boxing. We watch real
I
boxing
like to
outside of
fight in the
YouTube.
street too. I like fighting. Fighting is what started
Hey,
boxing.
what's up with dude, bro?
I'm just trying to tell dude, I don't do the YouTube thing with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to put me in
I'm
the
not doing
bud
no
buddy. I'm
YouTube
Bud
with
both
you.
of
Buddy
they
ain't
fan.
just YouTube.
I'm
That's
I
a
like both
fan
of
of
these
Terrence
guys. That's what
Crawford.
I'm saying. Don't
So,
make
but
me be a
So how
liker
do you
of
not know
one
Bivol?
guy.
How you don't know Benavidez?
I know Benavidez. I live out here with Benavidez. I just I didn't want to do that
Who the
scenario
hell
because he
Benavidez
running
is?
away from.
you don't know who Benavidez is. Stop capping. All right.
I just said I live out here with the Mexican monster. I'm in Arizona,
Okay,
brother.
he know him. So you do you know Bivol?
Tough glove in here. What's up, tough glove?
Now
What's up with you?
who is Deval?
He beat
I
the
Because
can't
stew
hear
out
you.
of
I
y'all
Canelo.
can't hear
making
you,
this
tough glove.
very important. Now, who is Deval?
He beat the
B-Ball with
stew
a
out of
B.
Canelo.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Deval
yeah.
beat Canelo.
Hey, hold on, Sabek. Let Tough Glove talk. What's up, Tough Glove? What you got?
What's good, fam? Thanks for letting me join the discussion. I've been checking out your live, man. I was up and I saw that you was on, so I decided to come on. I was listening to you guys. Listen, I want to add to the Terrence Crawford situation, right? I hear everything that you're saying, right? Now, mind you, I am a Terrence Bud Crawford fan, which you know, but I like Errol Spence too, right? Like I'm not mad that he's getting a fight. Actually, I expected it. PBC to do the business like that because at the end of the day, it's just the business of boxing. And when you think about it like that and take your emotions out, you already knew what moves was going to be made, right?
Right.
And Bud knew too. Bud got a great team that if you ever notice, whenever you think Bud is backed into a corner, he always find a way. It's always a back door. So I made a lot trying to tell the Bud buddies and the other Bud Crawford fans, like, stop tripping about this. It's really not that serious, right?
Facts.
But what I will say is this. I do think that I disagree with you on one thing. Now, Bud did come out and say that he hopes Spence don't take the fight. That's why he wanted to fight at 147. That's an absolute fact, right? And at that time, if the fight had just happened, nobody really saw the value in a rematch. However, being that he did honor the rematch and he did and always made it known that Spence is the one who made that fight and that he had nothing but respect for Spence and that he was going to give Spence the opportunity. When he came out and said that he wanted it at 147 is because he wanted to move up and fight Canelo and everything like that. Okay, I can understand how people looked at that and said, look, he's going back on his word. right? But at the end of the day, Steven Espinoza just came out and said that Terrence Bud Crawford, when they asked him why the fight didn't happen, he literally said Terrence Crawford honored Errol Spence. You know, he gave him everything that he wanted, and even things that were outside of the contractual agreement. Terrence Crawford was willing to do it and make the fight happen with Errol Spence. But Errol Spence decided that he was too injured to go ahead with the rematch and said, I'm not going to hold you to this. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I felt it a little shaky, and I also felt that it was funny that he activated the rematch clause knowing that he had this surgery, and I feel like it was an Al Heyman chess move. That's all it was, is a chess move. When you think about it from the business, I even believe that the whole Tim Tszyu fight and Sebastian Fundora was a setup.
I said the same shit too.
I believe that, you know, Fundora knew he was going. Thurman pulled out at the very last minute. That fight didn't even make sense at all. But Tim Tszyu really didn't have no time to prepare to fight somebody like Sebastian Fundora. And the reason why I jump off topic to say that is I'm just want people to understand PBC is playing chess, not checkers. So we all know that they prefer, and I'm a Buck Crawford fan, you dig? You understand? But I'm a fan of boxing first, right? So we all know that PBC favors in-house fights. They're going to take care of their fighters before they take care of anybody else, just like we're going to take care of our family member before we take care of anybody else, regardless of what it is, right?
Just to say, just like any other promotional company, right?
Right.
Any other person on the earth, period. You're going to take care of yours before you take care of anybody else, right? So I get that. But what I don't want the narrative is to be that Spence did not duck the rematch. Because I'm going to be honest with you, he did duck the rematch. He told Bud that he was physically, you know, he had the surgery. He wasn't going to be ready. He wasn't going to hold Bud up. So Bud naturally is going to activate his super champ status for the WBO. But then all of a sudden now Spence is saying he wants the winner of Fundora and Tim, which is not an issue for me. It's just that how you did it, like how you too injured to fight your rematch after you done held this man up for months to a contractual agreement in which they saw him get stripped by the IBF due to you enacting that rematch clause just to pull out of the rematch and then now be ready for the fight with Sebastian Fundora.
Because so Bud wanted it at 147.
That was well said. That was well put.
And this is the other thing with the 147 point you made. I one that believes that Bud should just let those belts go. Facts, because he's not going back down to 154.
But that's what the rematch would have been, though.
147.
That's where the rematch would have been, right? He offered the rematch at 147. That's why Earl.
No, right. But then they went back on that when Errol said he's not doing 154 because Errol, when he said that, Errol said he'll fight at any weight. But then, like I said, Steven Espinoza just came out and said that Bud was willing to do things that was not even in the contract of the rematch for Spence. He gave Errol Spence everything because Errol Spence, when you think about it, kind of did that for him.
Okay, I need to watch that. When that came out?
That came out. Yeah.
Espinoza, they just recently asked him, why didn't the fight happen, the rematch happened? And so basically what he was saying is it was nobody's fault. He was saying that Terrence Bud Crawford did good business. He honored everything that Errol Spence wanted, even things that weren't in the contract. And then Errol Spence also wanted to get his get back, but because of the surgery and he didn't feel like he was ready, he didn't want to hold Bud Crawford up. So that's why the rematch didn't happen. So that's why I say it's suspicious that Spence came out, but at the end of the day, it's really not because if you thinking
real quick.
Hey, Dub finna go.
Hey, man, shout out to all y'all, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I love the conversation and the way y'all break these things down. I disagree, but at the same time, man, y'all niggas be coming with points. Y'all be accurate with your information, and man, shout out to y'all, man. Boss Hall, thank you for allowing me to rock, man, and we'll do something special together soon. So, much love and appreciation to everybody on the panel, and I'm out for the night, man. Much love and respect.
Peace, Dub.
Blessings.
Now, brother Boss Hog, while Dub gone, can you go ahead and chime in on that? What the brother was just talking about?
Well, he articulated himself very, very good.
He did. He's better than me.
Watch
That's what I was trying to say, boss. But I'm hood with it, boss. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I can't spit it like dude, but he got it. Now go ahead.
Yeah, he articulate. I have to see that. Like Huncho said, I gotta go see the interview. But
Yeah,
like I said before, he articulated it very good. So what I
appreciate
mean.
it. But yeah, I just wanted to just make that point right quick too, right? But like I said, I'm a Bud Crawford fan, but I'm an Errol Spence fan too, right? And overall, I'm a fan of boxing, and I know it looks shisty about how they doing Bud right now, and from an emotional standpoint, it really is. But if you know anything about business and you're doing business and you have a company, you always gonna do what's in the best interest of your company, and you're not wrong for doing that. You understand what I'm saying?
So
Our Heyman is not wrong for putting Spence in the best position. Now, it looks crazy the way it's happening, but, all I'm saying, if people willing to admit that Spence did duck the rematch, everything else,
so
is whatever. What gonna
if
be
you
good.
said that, and then Earl did pull this move, how he agreed to the fight, and he pulled out. Now he's fighting them. I wouldn't be too mad if he pulled an Avanesian move like Bud did. They were in negotiation, backdoor, fought Avanesian, got a tune-up, while Earl continued to sit out 12, 13 months, wherever the period,
But
right? So now
Facts.
Earl's doing what's best for him because he knows at the end of the day, Bud has always done what's best for him, even if it's to Earl's detriment. So if he take this tune-up, he get a belt, increase his leverage, go back to negotiation tables, and they probably will get more money in this fight because, like I said earlier, the original rematch wasn't going to sell as much. The first fight only sold 600K. It undersold to be the best fight in the
facts.
past
In
century.
actuality, in
It
real life, bro,
it
that's what I think that's
it
gonna happen anyway.
undersold. So if Earl, why would he rematch for the same terms, get less money, and not have a tune-up right after eye surgery? Why not go fight this guy Fundora? Why not backdoor Bud? F Bud. And Bud showed you this F you when it really come down to it. So let
That's
me get
exactly what I was saying earlier, bro.
so let
It's
me
the
get this fight.
same.
Let me get this fight with Fundora. Let me get this belt that you want. Let's create some more spite, and then let's turn up. Why
And
Well,
not?
then
that's
Well,
and
good.
at
I
the
mean,
end
I
of it,
understand that.
they
I'm
both
not.
gonna have a belt.
That's
They both.
understood. I like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But when Bud did that, they was saying he was all kind of motherfuckers and
That's what they saying
yeah,
about Bud. That's what they saying about Earl right now.
They called him a snake when Bud did
yeah.
the same thing. But listen, they both gonna have a belt because this was gonna happen, right? Um, they basically what PBC did was they went they went the WBC route, which was actually pretty genius, right? They threw the
mm-hmm.
WBC out in there and pulled the jokes I feel on Tim, you know what I mean? On Tim, got the belt. And so now what's gonna happen is we already know the WBO rock with Bud, so they're gonna strip if they're gonna mandate the fight to happen with Bud, and if Fundora don't fight Bud, they're gonna strip him of the WBO. Errol Spence is gonna get that WBC belt because I do believe that Errol Spence beats Fundora, and then the rematches they're gonna both have equal leverage, and the rematch is gonna be bigger than it would have been at 154. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think anybody really was sold into this rematch anyway. We literally was just saying it don't make sense. Now, if Errol Spence put on against Sebastian Fundora, that's another 20 million, $30 million fight right there.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, I could fool with
Real
you,
shit
Tough
right
Glove,
there.
No,
because
this
I
a real
said
Bud
that.
fan right here, man.
That's. See, you got sense.
I'm for sure a Buck fan.
You got sense, and I respect
Real
it.
shit, bro.
You got
Yeah, and there's
sense.
nothing wrong. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
Yeah, I
that's
don't know
that's
what
that's
happened
some
with him,
real shit.
but
Well, I think what happens with the boxing community on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie, because before the fight happened, I was a part of the problem. Like, the Spence fans and the Buff fans was going at it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, since the fight happened, boxing got a little less fun. It was fun going back and forth with the Spence and Crawford thing originally, right?
Right.
But it's just, I feel like
You feel like something was missing from the sport for a little while.
yeah, yeah, and it's we getting a lot of other good fights too, but Bud, like I said, man, he's gonna be all right, and I feel like part of the reason why people get so emotional is because we're like invested in these fighters. Like for the better part of 5 years, we've been defending them, speaking up for them, arguing points. So we almost feel like we family. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? We feel the loss with them, we take the wins with them. But I feel like also it's a lot of aha going on between the fans.
Yeah.
We troll each other all of the time, and sometimes there's there's 4 different type of fan bases. You got the Errol Spence fans and the Errol sexuals. Then you got the Bud Crawford fans and the Bud buddies. And we all know the Errol sexual and the Bud buddies is just the extreme radical fans on either side of, whatever it is, right? And so it's hard to tell the difference.
Aerosexual a crazy ass term, but yeah, I think
but it's not meaning like it's not.
No, I get it, but
yeah. But but at the same time, as a Bud Crawford fan, I gotta love my Bud buddies. And just like Errol Spence fans, they gotta love the radical Errol-sexual, that what we call Errol-sexuals, fans. But it's just the nature of the sport. But I think a lot of the back and forth. But when you sit back and you really think about it and just use your mind and try to understand what's going on in the sport and the business of boxing, it's a no-brainer of what's going on.
Big facts right there. I
didn't complain one time yet. By the way.
Right. So he got the highest payday he ever got. I wouldn't be complaining either.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I ain't saying shit. I'm rolling with it.
Building a big ass house in Omaha.
You see it, ain't it? So he good. And
Bud only got 3 more.
Bud is golfing right now. That's I just did a lot. I'm like, yo, the next time we're gonna see Bud his return is gonna be on a golf course, and that bugged me out. You know what I'm saying? So he really good. We over here talking about, they doing them dirty and everything. I'll be on my Bud Buddy channels and my Bud Crawford fan channels, and the community is pretty upset. Bud Crawford fans is pretty upset, but when they think about it, it's going to make more sense in the end.
I agree. It's going to be bigger. It might even sell more than the first fight, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's something bigger. Like, why would they let something like that happen with nothing on the line? Just a rematch. Why would they let that happen? That don't make no sense. Right now, they building the perfect storyline, especially with this kid, Fundora. His sister got a belt. He got a belt. They from Coachella, California. They got money over there anyway, so it's a political stunt already in a sense. You let Bud mention he wanted Zoo. Spence said he wanted the winner, so Spence didn't care which one. So why not let Spence, like my boy said right here, why not let Spence get a belt, get a tune-up, get acclimated, bring more to the table. Bud do what he got to do, because like you say, Bud gonna find a way out of his corner regardless. They know who he is. His team know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna get his fight. They gonna meet up again. Trust me, and it's gonna be bigger than the first one.
Jamel still got a belt.
Jamel got the ring.
He only got right.
He got the ring, He got the ring belt. That's the only one he got left.
Let Bud go fight Jamel. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
He been calling him all type of. He's talking about he lost to Canelo. I don't want to fight him no more. I mean, I get
that's actually the most important belt, because that'll make him 4 times lineal.
Yep.
You know more than me on the belts, the status. So go fight Jamel and go meet up with Earl after.
Facts. That'll be live. It'll be something brought to the table.
And he'll probably sell more with Jamel than he will with Fundora. I think Crawford, Charlo sells more than Fundora. What's his name? Crawford, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think Jamel. I don't know. Jamel damaged the stock with that Canelo performance, man. The fact that the way he didn't even try, he kind of like
he just wasn't trying to get knocked out, bro. I get.
He just and he was my second favorite fighter, and I'm gonna be honest with you, but I overlooked his personality because, like I said, I'm a boxing fan, and what he accomplished. Let me tell you something. Bud set that whole situation up perfectly. He fought Errol Spence. He was taunting Jamel Charlo in the ring. Everybody was curious about it, but Jamel Charlo, he had to go get that bag. I'm not mad at nobody going to get $10 million.
We didn't know if Earl was not going to take the rematch at the time. It was the presumption that Earl was going to take that rematch, right? So it was only right Jamel when he got that bag.
Yeah, but he should have tried.
But Bud should have tried.
No, Jamel Charlo should have tried against Canelo, especially setting up a potential showdown with Bud Crawford. He should have tried harder. I know he wasn't trying to get knocked out, but I just, it just looked bad.
It did.
But he knew he ain't had none for the guy. I'm not saying he should not, but when he was touching him up, he knew he couldn't do nothing with bro. But that really has nothing to do with what Jamel did at 154. At 154, Jermell
Right.
been knocking everything
Right.
out, moving. You know what I'm saying? At
Right.
one point in time, right? So
That's why I didn't understand why he ducked Tim. I had him beating Tim. I made
how he
videos
ducked
on.
him? How he ducked him by fighting Canelo?
No, but before that, he was supposed to. Tim was his mandatory for like what, a year and a half before
A year and a half, probably
Canelo.
probably a little bit longer than a year and a half.
I
Yeah,
thought he
Basically.
fought Castano because I thought he rematched Castano.
but after that, his he was supposed to fight Tim.
He
Then
broke
he
his
came
hand.
up
He
with a
broke his
hand,
hand.
Mm-hmm.
and then after
Man,
that, he
Jermell
was.
wasn't ducking no Tim Zoo, dog. Tim Zoo ain't that monster, bro. We seen it with Fundora. Jermell would have knocked Fundora out. I'm not gonna hold you. He not ducking no Tim Zoo. Like,
So
I'm not gonna put that on.
why he didn't come back and fight Tim after the Canelo fight to get his WBO belt? Tim still
Because he
wanted.
got caught up with his baby mama, got a case. He got to get his mental.
Damn,
I'm
they
not
be
gonna
throwing
put that jacket on Jermell. Ducking Tim Zoo for what?
That's facts in real life. But at the same time, hopefully we get something special out of what's going on. Because if not,
Facts.
I'm gonna need somebody to make it make sense.
Yeah.
What you want to see? What matchups you want to see at the like? If you can have it your way, you can mix and match. Who you want to see fight?
As far as what, at 154?
Yeah, like
Honestly, I wanted to, as it stands now, knowing that Errol Spence is going to be fighting Fundora, I would like to see Terrence and Lubin.
Ooh.
Personally,
that's risky. Bud ain't gonna do that.
Ooh.
I would like to see that too, though.
Ooh.
I would like to see. I fuck with Lubin. You know what I'm saying?
And he deserved a shot. Lubin deserved a shot, bro.
Facts.
Ooh.
But yeah, I would love to see Terrence and Lubin. And Lubin is still mad young. People be forgetting that. You know, he's still mad young.
He fought Jamel when he was like 21, right? When he got knocked out.
Yeah, he was in his 20s. Yeah.
Ben
But yeah, I would like.
And that's and that dude right there is he crazy enough to think he can. He got the skills to cause some problems for Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, he got the style. You know?
I think it's a very interesting fight. You know what I mean? But Bud ain't gonna fight that fight. He won't the top fights. So if Jermell come back, he might fight Mel, or he might, if the WBO strips Fundura and that becomes available, they might try to make for Tim Zoo versus Terrence Crawford. And that's the fight he really wanted at 54, was that Tim Zoo fight. And the reason why he wanted that fight is because Tim Zoo has a big following in Australia. So that gets him to get exposed to those fans, then he gets a belt, right? And like you broke it down, I mean, it's crazy because me and the coach was talking about this earlier. I said, I think that they trying to set up Errol and Bud to fight at 54, but for belts on the line.
It's the biggest money fight at 154 for sure.
Because if they fight for nothing, you can't market that. You can't sell that. But if they're saying, hey, Errol Spence fought Fundura, he beat Fundura, Bud fought Tim Zoo, beat Tim Zoo, right? They both got belts. They coming back to the table in a unification, right? So then they can sell, hey, Errol Spence is better now, right? They had another weight class. Then that fight becomes more marketable. Then that brings in more revenue for that particular fight. Because now they're saying, okay, Errol Spence was, what they were saying, some people were saying Errol Spence was weight drained and all the other stuff, right? So now he's at 54. They both coming into this new weight class. They both then got a fight in. They both then got titles. It's a new thing. Who will win this fight? So
yeah. And Bud is getting older, right? I mean, you never know when that. Fighters they overage. They age overnight in the ring. Like they never know the fight that is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But listen, fellas, it was nice chopping it up with you guys. I'm glad you let me come on. Both I didn't know how you was gonna feel about me coming on. I was like, you know what, man, I'll be watching this live. Let me just get on here and let the dude know I'll be in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, like I say,
like everybody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all love and respect over here, man. We don't want to do that over here.
We all love boxing, right? Like I say, we ain't got to agree. Long as we love boxing, right? Yeah. But you fellas have a good night.
Y'all getting on off here or what?
Yeah, we about to go in college. We've been on here for like 3 hours and 30 minutes, man.
Okay. I am in Arizona. I know our time is probably earlier than everybody else's time because it's like 11:11 right
It's
now.
1:11 where I'm at, and then where Brody at, it's
It's
2:11.
2:11.
He on
Yeah.
the East Coast, so
Facts.
you know what I mean. So, I'm about to lay it down. I gotta get up in a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody for
Okay,
coming on. We're gonna try to
man. I
do this.
appreciate you.
We're gonna
It was
try
I
to
good
do
rapping
appreciate
with
you.
y'all, man. It was good
Hey,
rapping with
for
y'all.
sure. Nice
Boss,
meeting
I
you,
no
be
bro.
watching
problem.
your videos. I'm tapped in. You be keeping it real, so I'm like, let me show some love, man. Just show face. It was nice rapping with you too. I can't see your name on here,
That's
Is Brody a coach?
Coach.
Coach
Yeah,
Brody.
it was nice rapping with y'all, man. It's always good to get on
Facts.
with
My
brothers and keep it respectful. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
First and foremost. So
What's
Man,
up,
much
man?
Yeah, I
In
respect
real
to
appreciate
life.
all
In
y'all,
real
man,
life.
for real. We appreciate y'all, man, for real. We're gonna end the stream though.
it. All right, man. All
All right, my
right.
boys.
All right.
Yeah. Peace.
Yeah.